What's up, everybody? I'm Jeremy, and you're watching Inside the Coils, and we've got a whole crap ton of people to start off the show with off the start. Now, you guys might be wondering, there's one face that doesn't quite fit in here. Actually, there's technically two faces that don't quite fit in here.
There's actually way more than that.
I'm not even going to touch it. Poor Danny. Why you always got to poke fun at poor Danny? But you're probably thinking Kai's not from PA, but Kai's your special guest, folks. Kai is the special guest of tonight. And then the guest of honor, I'm going to say, is Phil here from Finger Snakes making his debut on his very first, I think it's your very first live stream, correct, Phil?
I've never done this before, no.
Well, it might be his last one, too.
Nicole caught you off guard that one night on Saturday.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, technically, yeah. That's right.
She broke the seal.
Yeah, she broke the seal on you. I'm just getting the pour out.
After this, Phil's gonna start an OnlyFans.
I'll let you in on it.
Look at the hang of it, right?
That's right.
It's gonna be a great show, folks. We got some really nice topics to go over. And plus, if anybody in the chat here has any questions that they want to ask any of us, feel free. I'll star them, and we'll get to them as we can. But let's say hi to who has already joined up to watch this circus. We got there we go. All right, now things are working. We got Will from Will's Hella Heat. What's up, dude? Nice to see you.
Birthday, bro.
We've got Golf's Reptile Creations. Casey, what's going on? Thank you for tuning in. That's a new face.
Casey, big winner of the auction last night. That's where he came from, or she came from.
Oh, nice.
What did she win? Pastel?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I would have to look. It might have had pastel in it.
I was watching that auction. It actually kind of intrigued me, and I was surprised with some of those prices, man. I was really shocked with how low some of those prices were.
Hey, you got to get the people going.
Yeah, that's true. Rob, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. Scott, what's up, dude? One of these days we got to get your mug up here with us. We've got Matt. We got to get Matt up here yet, too.
He was broken in, too.
Hey, Matt.
Lexi, what's up? Thanks for tuning in.
Lexi.
That's your Lexi, right, Christine?
Yeah.
Lexi, go practice cornhole. You got better, more important things. Go practice cornhole.
I need a good partner.
Yes.
Clearly, they got to lock her in the bedroom.
2 barbecues in a row. Undefeated champ.
Oh, be quiet.
I even beat the big Asian guy down there in the blue shirt.
What, one on?
Dude, one-on-one, man. He lost 2 games in a row.
Somebody's going to get to July 1st, man. You're going to get it July.
Dude, me and Danny teamed up are unbeatable, I think. I do think so. We are like the A team.
Oh, you just stop.
You're partners.
They're partners, all right.
Yeah.
For life.
This week. I'm going to be in the backyard like Rocky. It's on.
Where'd you get all those new snakes from, Jeremy?
Hey. All right, let's keep on going here. Derek, D&K Reptiles, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Ken, what's up? Ken's listening while cleaning. What's up, chat? We got Charlie from Gray Rider Reptiles. What's up, dude? Thanks for tuning in tonight, bro.
Charlie.
I had a great live with Charlie the last weekend, guys. So if you missed it, go back and rewatch that because that was a freaking amazing live. Tons of information. Go back and check that shit out. Tammy, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. We got Jeremy Bald. What's up? Jeremy B. Jeremy number 2. Which I have no idea how he's number 2. He's older than me. So he should be number 1.
It has nothing to do with age. It was how you came into like the chats and stuff like that, I think.
I think it goes by stupidity, so you're number 1.
I'll take it. I will take it.
You are one now.
Oh, man.
What's up, Ray? Thanks for tuning in, bro. Good to see you. Luke, what's up? Let's see here. I think we might be.
Yeah, I see.
Lexi's. I don't know if Lexi's saying that I'm so mean.
No,
Mark, what's up, dude? Thanks for tuning in.
Mark.
Chip, what's up, bro? Thanks for tuning in. And that catches us up. Got it. Yes, dude, you do need to make it to the PA barbecue because
Charlie does.
everybody that's here right now will be there. And if they're
Fun
not,
time.
we're going to kidnap them and drag them. But no, it's going to be a blast, guys. I'm super excited. I know somebody got a hold of me, Kai, that I guess you had to talk to them about it. So, I forget what their name was. I think them and like 2 other people he's going to bring like 2-3 other people, maybe something like that. So it's going to be a nice turnout. Very, very nice turnout. I think it's going to be, God, we're probably going to hit all 50, 60 people roughly. It's going to be a crap ton of people, but it's going to be a blast.
Yo, I bet we break 100. Anybody want to over under on 100?
Right now, I'll
You
take
needed
it.
to pull a permit.
But I mean, we
Hey,
can
I look
be
at-
over.
I look at
I'm
it
gonna
this
call
way.
your township and rat on you.
If the neighbors complain about anything, I'm just going to look at them and be like, this is payback for every day I living next to you and dealing with your dogs. We're getting this over in one night. I deal with it all year. But what's that?
I think it's gonna be over. You're gonna go over
I
100.
think Nate's right.
What?
I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
If you're going to go over 100, people aren't getting back to me then. Let me know.
Then the count in my head, I'm like,
Nah, it's got to be less than 100.
So yeah, I don't think all of us.
Danny's just saying that. Danny's just saying that because he's on the hook for the toilet.
I don't think he even remembers that, Nathan. He doesn't even remember signing up to be on this live.
Oh, he remembers.
Yeah, I know. True. Nathan and I are going halfsies.
Yeah, we're sponsoring the toilet.
You guys get to
porta
each
potty.
choose where you put your stickers at. One can
Oh,
put
no.
it in the urinal, the other one can put it on the seat.
No.
Oh, we got better
I
ideas.
put it
than
right
that.
above the glory hole.
Your ad here.
Danny's gonna be
Look for a
handing out
special
DTMG. What are they? The little wafer things.
Oh,
Look in a hole for a special discount.
See, guys, this is what you all have to look forward to if you're coming to the barbecue. It's gonna be a blast. This and more.
Like hanging out with 8-year-olds.
Yeah, well, hey, we're not too far off of it sometimes. Scott says the barbecue are a great time. You never know what's going to happen. And this year, it's definitely going to be you don't know what's going to happen. It's definitely not going to know. So, all right, guys. Before we jump into this, we got to thank the sponsors of this week's episode. Danny, go have your smoke
Go
break.
smoke.
I'm gonna go
In
smoke.
5 minutes.
I'll be back after a pack of smokes.
But let's see here. We're gonna run our first sponsor here, just because it's an actual video. So here, let's thank the sponsors of this week's episode, folks.
Gettysburg Reptile Expo LLC is located at the All-Star Event Complex in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. A 45,000 square foot venue with 125 plus vendors and top quality breeders, along with 270 plus tables. If you're looking for a python, boa, colubrid, gecko, lizard, or amphibian, you've come to the right place. Doesn't matter if you're a breeder looking for that missing piece to your project or a pet owner looking for your next scaly friend, Gettysburg Reptile Expo LLC has you covered. Need an incubator or rack system? They have you covered with sea serpents set up there to meet all your needs. The next show dates are March 18th, July 15th, and November 11th of 2023. Show times are from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Make sure to check them out on their website, Instagram, and Facebook. Mark your calendars because this is one show you don't want to miss. So I'll see you at Gettysburg Reptile Expo LLC.
July 15th.
Oh, look, we got Lincoln in the picture now.
He gone. Good night.
He's gone. Adios, muchacho. It's bedtime. All right. Thank you, Joe, and the Gettysburg Reptile Expo LLC for sponsoring this week's episode. We're trying to get them to come. I'm trying to get them to come to the barbecue as well. So, John, Christine, put some pressure on them and try to force them in. Joe said, I think they have like a Make-A-Wish thing or something like that the week after. I think it's like the week after because he said it's the week before the. Wait, how is that? Because if the show's the 15th, yeah, it's the week after the barbecue. They've got to make it work. So we need to make sure there's nothing going on the weekend of the barbecue. But put some pressure on because I want to see Joe and Gina come out there and hang out with us.
All right, we'll get on it.
And our other sponsors, Nathan, Chris, I'm going to let you guys kind of run your own promo so that way you guys can freshen things up a little bit here tonight and maybe give us a slight little, put your own twist to it.
What the heck am I paying you for then?
Yeah, right.
You want? All right, fine. I'll do it. Damn it, I'll do it. I thought you'd do it.
I'll be
back. Jesus, Danny, what'd you do? Like, up it real hard. Jeez.
I could do a quick 30.
All right, we'll let Chris go and do his 30-minute quick, and then I'll do Nathan's quick.
All right. Not much left from the 22 season, but definitely follow us on Instagram and see what 23s are hatching and what we're going to be posting up from what's laying. Colubrid clutches are just hitting the ground, so any bulls, pines, Mexican black kings. We should have some long-tail boas, and we should have some Dumeral boas this year, and then a bunch of ball pythons to choose from. If you're looking for some cocoa, chipper, or the cocoa to go, check us out. And any overflow rats, if you need, if I can help you out, give me a shout. That's it.
And cocoa to go is the best cocoa substrate on the market, folks. I don't care what you say.
I concur.
And then we've got my buddy Nathan here at Infinite Possible Pythons. He doesn't want to speak for himself, so I'll speak for him tonight. And he is your one-stop shop for all of your branding needs, folks. If you need business cards, banners, tablecloths, whatever you can even imagine, merch, all that good stuff, he can hook you up. And like I said, he is your one-stop shop for all of your branding needs. He can do it all. And then on top of it, if you need the Bang Gene, he is the man to go to. He is basically in charge of that project now. So definitely hit Nathan up for Bang. Also some other killer ball python projects as well. Also keep in mind he's working with scaleless corn snakes, kahua geckos, crested geckos, freaking Danny, crested geckos, and Leachianus geckos. So hit Nathan up for if you need any of that stuff. Hit Nathan up at Infinite Possible Pythons. Links for everybody is in the description down below. All the sponsors, description down below, folks. Go and check them out. Also, Husbandry Pro. If you guys are not using it, scan this QR code or click the affiliate link in the description down below, and it will give you a free. I guarantee you will not regret using this. It saves me so much time. Plus, it's now like hooked up to Herp Social. So it's kind of like Facebook for reptiles, and you can sell your animals over that as well. So it's a whole new marketplace basically. So definitely check it out. And this guy that's like acting all crazy here, he even started using Husbandry Pro. So he finally jumped on the bandwagon.
Not really.
He's on the bus.
No, not really. He fell off the back of the bus already.
Really, Danny?
I missed the short bus, yes.
Danny, you missed it.
She filled me up, man.
It already expired.
Rick.
She don't ask me for a snake after an hour in.
Oh, yeah.
And then
That banner's way better.
Robin 60 for
Much
60%
better.
off the next two shippings. Definitely Redline shipping. Use it. I love them. Hopefully at some point we'll get affiliated with them, but use code Robin 60, guys.
Yo, can you put my logo over Danny's face?
Who had the buzzard? That was me.
It was me.
All right. So let's get this show on the road, guys. Kai, let's start with you. Let's have a season recap as to what's going on.
What's going on with me?
Yeah, what's going on with you and Lucas Landon Royals, dude? Give us an update.
Yeah.
Oh God. So I mean, there's not much left from 2022.
That's good.
The season's a bit slow. I talked to some of you guys at the Chris's barbecue about having just a single egg clutch that hatched, and that's all I got so far. I think I'm up to clutch 10 in my incubator now, so fingers crossed that they're all healthy. Looking forward to another clutch maybe in a couple days or so from what did I pair? Xanthic Pied to a pastel pied for Xanthic. So working on those Xanthic Pieds again. I think this season I'm going to try to focus more on laying a good foundation for my clown projects. So that's what's going on this season. And I'm going to go to my first show this year, actually in quite a few years. It's going to be at Battlefield with Chris. And Nathan's helping me out with the banners and the tablecloth and all that stuff. So definitely great guys to work with.
Gettysburg.
More commercial. Great.
Yeah, Gettysburg, Kai. It's Gettysburg.
Gettysburg.
You're gonna have a blast with us out there, dude. You'll just want to have a table just come out and just be a part of everything. Now, are you gonna set up before?
What's that?
Are you gonna set up the night before, or are you gonna come Saturday morning and set up then?
I think I'm gonna go in the morning.
Okay.
No.
Are you one
Go
table or
night
two?
before.
I think because if you go Friday and set up Friday, we all go out to eat Friday night.
Oh, okay.
It's a mess. All of us but Danny go out to eat, and Phil and Chris.
You don't want the Asian there.
What's that?
I just wake up in the morning and go early. I'm stupid.
Danny's a traitor.
Yeah.
I go to my Mexican place.
Danny goes with this guy here to some Mexican place.
That's right. Me and Eric.
What's up, Eric?
It must be the beard.
So it's always a blast. Like, it's always a hard time to leave Friday night because, like, you just get caught up in the conversation. It's like, man, I gotta go home and get some sleep and then come back. I can't justify getting a room. I'm literally an hour away, so I can't justify spending $100 to just drive back home and sleep in my own bed.
Well, I just sleep on the floor in my room.
Danny, we already tried that once. I woke up walking funny the next day.
Boy,
Look at all the snakes
That's
you
an
got.
Asian thing for you.
Yeah, but look at all the snakes.
what?
John, Christine, give us an update. What do you guys got going on for this season?
Go ahead, woman.
Oh, wait. I should have did this. Hold on here. I'm an idiot.
Amateur
You
hour.
started.
Charlie.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go. How do we start talking?
Quite a few clown pies this year.
Woo. We're working Citron and Enchi and Black Pastel in the Clown Pied, so hopefully we get that going on.
We got a few Desert Ghost projects going on.
Yeah, we got a couple. We got Enchi and GHI and Pastel going into some cinnamon and fired desert, het Desert Ghost stuff. Working on a lot of lace stuff again this year. Trying to get some lace and yellow belly mahogany into some pie to make some hets for the future. What else are we doing? Ghost clown stuff, ghost pie stuff. So they're probably some of the more bigger things I go on. I just hit a really nice Super Orange Dream Ultra Milk clutch. Just all came out the egg.
Oh,
The day before yesterday. So we hit I think we hit the Super Orange Dream Yellow Belly Ultra Milk, possible head cryptics. That was pretty exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got some more of that kind of stuff coming again too with some Ultra Milk. And then a lot of just random stuff after that. So
now is that out of the egg, John? Or
they're
is
at the eggs, yeah. I think I hit two or three supers. One for sure that hit all three genes with the Ultra Mel. And that was an Orange Dream Ultra Mel to a Orange Dream Yellow Belly head Ultra Mel, head cryptic. So we killed the odds, which I usually don't do on visuals to heads. We had 6 out of 6 were all.
So do you want to share that thing off real quick?
Yeah, I'll go grab it.
Go get it quick. Go.
Still in shed, so, but I mean, I just literally crawled out late last night or the night before last night.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, see, I couldn't get away from cornhole to come in and like really see the collection. I'm gonna have to make another trip down to want to do a facility tour ordeal.
This is the. Where's the camera? There's all the goodies.
Oh, that's pretty.
Said it's still got a shed yet. It's got the baby shed on it.
Yeah.
Dude, that's nothing compared to what it looked like in person, man.
Yeah.
Dude,
Camera's always like.
even without the first shed, that one was just like fire.
There's another one, but I don't think hit the yellow belly in, but I'm not sure. So yeah, they came out pretty neat.
See, I'm not a huge ultramel person, but even that catches my eye.
So
These
orange.
things, when you put like orange, green, and yellow belly and stuff into them, it amps them up a ton. So that's Scotty.
Jeremy sees black and white.
My
That looks like Xanthic to him.
No. I can see this. It hurts me. It hurts me to say that it looks nice.
So that's what it looks like without the ultramel.
Oh, okay.
Jeremy would buy an ultramel to make it Xanthic.
You guys know to appreciate ultramel, so.
If I would do something like that, I would literally just do it just to screw with you guys, just to see what you would, just to see what you would say to me.
I wonder which one wins, ultramel or Xanthic.
It's like a lavender type, like
I think
a
I think it looked like a
It looks like snow.
super banana.
yeah, almost a snow with a little bit more of a
Yeah.
brown pattern, I think.
Yeah, BPI snow, not the TSK snow.
I think it'd be a real dull.
TSK dog turd.
Bird food.
Danny,
The shitty
just
kind.
because.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was muted.
Everybody's looking for any breeder females, or we still probably have about 40 or 50 snakes left from last season. We're about to throw a ton up on Morph Market this week.
Oh, nice.
We got probably about 20 females that are going up that are breeder.
Any clowns?
About 40 girls will probably go up. So we're making room for stuff from last year to move up their bins. So a lot of really good stuff's going to go out.
Eric, Danny's
Eric,
on TSK just because he got in on the wrong project and he's just trying to justify it. That's
Eric's
the only
not
thing.
going out to Mexican anymore with you, Danny.
Yeah. He's gonna come chill with me now, Danny.
I don't know. He's going to mark his snakes saying that is BPI.
You mean like John does with Huffman?
AKA Razor.
What?
Paul says he's gonna be right over.
We also should have a bunch of crested geckos going this year too, so we should be pretty loaded this season coming up.
Your little crested setup I thought was really neat.
Oh,
I
thanks.
really thought that was kind of cool on how you had them all stacked up and everything.
Yeah, we got that from Joey and Paulie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
He found the bins on a video, and they're at the container store, and they just stacked.
easy peasy.
Shane says that he needs some breeder females.
Oh, I already got you. He's already got like 3 on layaway, so I got you.
Just keep stacking them on there for him. Keep stacking.
He just tells me the jeans he wants. I'm like, A, B, C, D here.
All right, let's put this guy on blast here once.
Woo!
Hi, my name is Danny. I'm from DTMG. I breed bird food. My favorite gene is pastel. Favorite combo, super pastel.
And man, he loves them ultramels.
Wow.
Yeah. I love ultramels.
We love
Ultramels, candy. That's what my favorite. Albinos.
Albino.
Danny, give us a rundown, bro. What do you got going on cooking over there at your place?
Well, today I actually got my third clutch. That was with Black Pastel, Confusion, Head Clown to Clown. That was a surprise 6-egg banger for the first time mom.
Big bird
Because,
very nice.
Yeah, usually the first time mom usually gives me only 4 eggs, and being only 2 years. Thank you.
That's what I got. First time mom, 4 eggs.
Yeah, that's my scorecard with first time mom. But this year I'm doing a lot of hurricanes to clown, hurricane clown to clown. Black Pastel Confusion Head Clown went to 3 visual clown females. Then I got the Yellow Belly Disco Clown going to a lot of the clown females as well. So trying to go for that. A lot of fire clowns. So that's going to create the Disco Inferno clowns. So it gives you that clown pie look without the clown pie price. But, price is down, so it really doesn't matter.
Oh, gorgeous.
And a lot of crusty geckos. Hopefully I got 9 eggs in the incubator, so hopefully I got 4 chances of visual exanthic coming up. Crusty geckos. So.
And plus you got what are they, gargoyle geckos now too or something?
Yes, I got 1.2 gargoyle geckos. One of the females is the offspring from the Deadpool from the Tiki's geckos, which is supposed to stay like blood red throughout the whole lifespan.
Yeah, they're nice.
We'll see.
They're wicked.
They're really nice.
Yeah.
So I know it looked that picture you posted, the thing looked badass. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I think I would rather have one of those over a crusty.
Gargoyles are cool because they regenerate their tails too if they lose them.
Yeah, that's the big thing right there.
So you don't get stuck with the frog butt.
Any difference in care requirement between the gargoyles
same exact
and the
care requirement? It's in the right there. Those 3 are gargoyle geckos.
Do they both get about the same size?
I think gargoyle gets a little bit larger and wider.
Okay.
They eat more, and they're, I think, more aggressive compared to crusted geckos. They like to bite you.
Do you keep them in pairs?
They just like the.
No, I keep them separate. Or
okay.
they just love Asians or something. They love my finger. Little chubby worm.
Mm.
You know about that, Jeremy.
Jeremy likes your finger too. I bet.
Jeremy likes the thumb.
Wow, that took a turn.
Did we expect anything less from Danny though?
Yeah, so that's my season. So shooting for around same clutches last year, 17 clutches. So
now
we're only up to 3, but now it's like starting to roll. Everybody's going into pre-lay shed, so.
Are you going to be doing a lot of Batman stuff?
I only did 1 pair of Batman this year because
What?
Yeah.
Who are you?
You are the Batman now.
Who are you?
Yeah, but I wanted to try the Hurricane. I want to try the Disco Jeans and the Clown, and the Confusion was the big thing.
Plus, he killed the market on Batman, so.
he sold everybody. He sold Batman to everybody he knew. Now
I was really going for Pompeii this year, but my mail wasn't ready. That Black Pastel, Yellow Belly, Leopard, Red Stripe. What else?
Nice.
The Head Clown, and he wasn't ready, so I didn't want to do the Pompeii.
You forgot the most important gene. Pastel.
What?
You forgot.
No pastel this year. No pastel this year.
Uh-huh.
My mentor told me not to do pastel. But yet.
Hey, no. Dom loves him.
Here come the memes.
All right.
Jeremy said, I just cut a clutch. Hold wait, where was it here? He said, he wants to know, have you guys been having a late season? Seems like everything is going later.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm early.
I'm
So
right.
my
on-
season started off massively freaking early, but it's kind of everything else is on par. Girls are just laying like a week or two late.
One thing
me.
I'm noticing this year. Did anybody else
I'm really
notice?
late.
Anybody else noticing girls going way past due dates?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
No, no. A few of my
Mine
girls
went-
actually went early.
I
They
had
laid
the first
they
girl
laid
that
early.
laid 4 days early. Everything else has been 10+ days past the 30-day mark after.
Wow. Today one was 3 days late. That was
That's,
good.
okay.
that's yeah, within 5 I count on time, but
Yeah.
they've been going way later. Like, and
Yeah,
I knew
like-
Nate's had a couple that's went 20+ days past.
57 days past prelay.
Yeah,
Jesus.
That would
Nicole.
have had me. That would have
They-
had me on freaking edge, dude. Hey, Nicole.
It's weird. The
long
eggs came out and they pipped a week later. It's weird.
At that rate, you might as well.
Well, I know. I thought that double had the double head pairing. I didn't think she was ever gonna freaking lay. I thought she was gonna be right there with your girl Nathan, and I threatened her with baby powder, and poof, she popped the eggs out the next day.
Baby powder.
Now, did you guys change anything that it's going later? Or
No. Nathan had a good theory though. I liked his because it made a lot of sense with that temperature drop we had.
Yeah, it was
I-
80 degrees in March and 60 in April.
yeah, but that really wouldn't do anything in my basement. Temperature really doesn't change. It's really insulated room.
I think it comes more down to the pressures than it does the actual temperature.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe mine went on time because mine's in a basement and you guys are affected
There
by
you-
the temperature.
There you go, buddy.
Look at it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, Chris is in the basement too, and his are fine.
Yeah. Well,
I'm on the second floor, so it's like
I'm in the basement, but everything was on time up until this last clutch, which would have been basically after that cold snap.
where are you at, Kai?
I'm pretty much on time. I'm give or take 2 weeks, so I don't really see a big deal. I mean, if they're like a month later, then I would say we're late. But so far the 10 clutches I've had, they've been give or take. So a couple of them were like spot on. They laid the exact same time as they did last year.
Just like Asian students, smart, on time. I love
Exactly. Early or on time. We're prompt.
Matt says that's right. Matt's got 2 girls that are currently like way late. I forgot about that. It's
Spray 'em.
there's something going on.
it.
I mean,
don't
I
know.
will
think you guys
see. I
need
got a
pay
clutch due to
electric
be
bill.
laid this week, so we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. All right.
I think it always feels like it's late because you're always like anticipating, eager to get your first clutch. I don't know, maybe. Why you gotta put me on the big screen?
because I didn't get to do it last when you gave us a recap, so I'm making up for it.
Oh, okay. I'm done. You can take me off now. Thank you. No, I'm good. Let's move on to the next person, please. There we go.
All right, Nathan, give us a recap, brother.
We're pretty much we're on time as far as clutches, maybe a little bit behind last year. I think we have 7 in the incubator, another 3 with lay dates that have given pre-lay sheds, and then I don't know the rest. I have a lot this year that are building very, very slow compared to last year, so I'm not sure what that's about. Making it a little difficult to say how many clutches we're going to end up with.
Stop beating your girls.
What's that?
Oh, what?
But we are experiencing late lay dates. So, like I said, I think my earliest one was 5 days past prelay, and my longest was 57 days past prelay. So I've had none on time. So that is something different this year I've never experienced before. So, but other than that, as far as projects, I mean, most of our stuff this year is focused around the Bang project for us. We got a lot of recessive Bang stuff going this year, hopefully. a handful of other stuff. We have some urban camo things, a handful of odds and ends, different stuff. But most of our stuff really moving forward is going to be focused around the Bang project, and getting different recessives, getting more super Bang stuff on the ground this year. So that's exciting. Hopefully some super Bang stuff with some visual recessives this year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so far so good. No complaints.
Did you say
Now, what about
super
your other
bang
projects?
with visual recessives?
Yep.
Boy.
What about your other stuff, Nathan? Your geckos and all that stuff? Where's that all riding right now?
Good question. I have 2 gecko clutches, rusty gecko clutches in the incubator at the moment. And then it looks like we're going to have 3 or 4 female cresteds that'll be breeding this year. So we should have a handful of that stuff. This is our first year really doing that. So we're just kind of winging it. Figured if Danny could do it, anybody could.
He's dying already now on us.
So other than that, I mean, I don't think we're going to have too much other stuff this year. Next year, we should have a bigger variety. I think the scaleless corns will be going next year. Handful of other things.
Freaking out. They're just they're so neat, but so freaking weird. The fact that they have belly scales, but nothing else.
That's freaking awesome.
They're fun.
They are cool.
Danny needs a corn snake. He needs a corn snake, and he needs a carpet python.
Corn snake bit him.
Danny needs a corn snake to bite him again.
Yeah, we need the recording this time.
We'll get Danny to hold a baby carpet for the barbecue.
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry.
Hell yeah.
There's going to be plenty of baby carpets around for Danny to hold.
Sweet.
No way. Get that garbage out.
No.
We're ready for our mail there, Jeremy. So you better have some nice ones there.
Dude, they are due. Well, let me see here. Is it this week or next week?
Are we socializing them at the party already?
Yeah, well, some of them, depending how they start off, some of them might be leaving at the party.
Woo! Good you.
How many you got?
There was 11 eggs. I had 1 egg go bad. Well, like what, Nathan? The first 2 or 3 weeks in.
That was Nathan.
Yeah, he killed mine already. Do you believe it?
Yeah, I had 1 go bad, so we're down to 10, and I went and used your little handy flashlight to see how everything's going on. Just candled them quick, and there's lots of movement inside of them, so I think we're set.
Sweet.
They're due to be late. They're due to come out on the 15th.
Yeah,
it'll be close. If I can get them, by then they might. Yeah. We'll have to see. They might be good to go. I have to see how they start off. But,
he's the uglier twin.
The husbandry pro cheerleaders.
The new pro tag team.
Hey, we gotta support the best, Danny. Gotta support the best. All right. Chris, you're up, bro. Even though you gave us a slight recap, but give us a recap.
There.
What? So as far as clutches, we just 15 just got laid the other day, so we're actually like 13 behind what we were last year. Last year at this time we had 28 already, which is kind of nuts. Still waiting on some blood pythons, hopefully. Long-tail boas, like I said, dumeral boas. And then, I don't know, a couple weeks, we should have about another 4 more clutches come in. And then I have another 10 girls going throughout the season, but it's not going to be as much as last year. Have a lot of first-year girls going. Some of the girls took off from last year, so that's fine. We can do that. And then colubrids, we're shooting for about 12 clutches. So we'll have pines, bulls, all different colors, all kinds of stuff. That's kind of where we're at, but I think we're right on track, right on par. I'm happy where we're at. Yeah,
Now, how many clutches are you thinking you're going to have total with everything?
total?
Ballpark.
27. Probably still just under 50, including boas and blood
Okay.
pythons. Like that's total everything. Probably about 50 clutches slash litters under it.
That's still a crap ton of babies to try to move.
Yeah.
That's a lot of.
It'll still be less than last year, though. So, I mean, last year alone was 35 just in the balls. And I mean, John knows what that's like. I mean, they doubled that just in balls. So I could only imagine, like, I can't even fathom that. Like the other species keep me grounded, you know. So yeah, that's awesome though. But that's about it. It's looking good though. Some good holdbacks and raise ups, and yeah, just like working towards the hypo clown project, growing some triple heads up, and excited for some lace stuff this year. Redhead, Trojan. Me and Kai gonna get some Trojan stuff together. But yeah, that's about it. So definitely look for some codons.
Awesome, dude. Awesome.
Stranger.
And now,
What lace stuff you working?
The male is a white lace firefly. So I'm putting them to a few codoms just to kind of see how it interacts so I can just get hands on and see what the lace is doing in the single gene. And I'm not sure if I had him go to any recessives yet because he came in kind of late. And I kind of already had my recessives planned like 2 years ago or a year ago as to where I was going to be at this point in time. So I didn't really pull any recessives out of rotation to get that into anything. But
You're gonna be impressed, even in the single queen size. You're gonna be impressed.
yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Definitely.
Yeah. Lace is fun.
Paul, what's up, dude? Thanks for tuning in, bro.
Oh,
Appreciate it.
Paul, you're going to be my cornhole partner at Jeremy's. We got to put a beat down on Jeremy and Mr. Danny.
Jeremy,
Paul, undefeated, bro. 2 barbecues in a row.
Jeremy definitely needs to come up with the pedestal.
Dude,
Yeah.
the pedestals was so freaking high right now. You're going to need a step ladder to get to it.
Being a board handicap, I
Trojan
didn't even have his glasses on. I see how you roll.
You better go buy yourself a new cornhole board, not those broke back freaking board you got.
Brokeback Mountain.
Well, I thought, Danny, you need to bring yours. I thought
Oh,
you
you
were
want me
bringing
to
yours
bring
with
it?
your nice little score stick. Because I
I'm
like that.
I'm a champion if you play cornhole and do everything but hit the board.
Horseshoes. You don't get point for being closer to the board.
Goal is
Jolly,
not to hit
what's
the
up?
board.
Jolly. Happy birthday,
Yeah,
Jeremy.
happy birthday, Jeremy, because I think today or yesterday was Jeremy's birthday. So happy birthday or happy belated birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Jeremy.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Jeremy,
birthday.
I don't know if I got to say hi to Sean, but Sean, what's up, dude? Thanks for tuning in, bro. All right,
Sean.
now, Bill,
no.
give us an update, bro. You are on the big screen.
So I had a clutch that was laid technically last year, but it hatched this year. It was a special clown to my Enchi Grail, and I produced 2 animals out of that clutch, 3 eggs, but 2 animals came out. And I was blessed with 2 special clown het labs. And then, yeah, they're really pretty. And I had a spotted python clutch that was laid last week. That's 12 eggs. And then today, about 20 minutes before the live, I pulled a clutch from Pastel Enchi, Cinnamon Mojave, Hidden Gene Woma Odium to a white lace het clown. So that should be a pretty neat grab bag of things. But I'm mainly working a lot of the trying to hit Starburst stuff again and trying to put Starburst into the Grail, the Holy Grail, starting my Holy Ghost project, which is quad recessive of the Holy Grail and then Desert Ghost. So just maybe going to have 15 to 20 clutches this year. I had 22 last year, so we'll see what happens.
All right, so you're basically kind of on course then.
Yeah, I had my spotted python literally laid to the day that she laid last year, so we're kind of on par over here.
Oh,
Nice.
wow.
As long as you have a male spotted for me, the rest of it doesn't matter, buddy.
I'll have one for you for sure. They're, they're awesome.
They are awesome.
Okay.
Anybody who doesn't have one, definitely check it out because she's definitely one of my favorite snakes now.
They have a reputation of being semi-nippy because they're so small. Really, the key is just to habituate them hard every day out of the egg and make sure that you handle them constantly, and they are really great little pets. And they're really fun little pythons. I mean, Nathan will tell you they hit hard, like they feed hard, but they're interactive to hold, and they're actually really, really great.
I mean, unless you're Danny, getting bit by a earthworm-sized snake is not a big deal. So,
yeah.
How do you feel about the T positives, Bill?
The T positive spotted pythons?
Children's, or is it the children's, or is it the spotteds? One of them has a T positive.
I know that there's like the critter cam guy in Australia has a bunch of really cool morphs that they come in. I deal with just the Cape York locality, which is the northern Australia locality. So my spotted pythons have a little bit more yellow and blue and kind of colors on the sides that you get. But either way, they're just really neat little pets. And they're fun to work with, too. I mean, they're fun to breed. They keep just like ball pythons, so they're pretty easy to integrate.
Australian stuff is just badass. I
Yeah.
don't know what it is about
Do
Australia.
you sell it out of white van?
What's that?
nothing good, man. Just ignore them.
Oh,
Kirby's.
This is your first live with Danny. You'll learn to just ignore him.
oh. I'm in the chat, so I got used to it.
Yeah, but see now you're like here to be targeted visually. So that's an even bigger crosshair on you, Phil. What about your odium stuff though? Because like Nicole said, odium, you are like the odium guy.
So it's honestly it's been a fun gene to work with. I haven't moved a lot of it. It's kind of an obscure thing, but I like the gene a lot. I got, as soon as I saw this one male, I got zoned into it, and then producing a bunch of it. I really like what it does, and it really enhances overall everything about the snakes. But getting people to see it, you really got to see it in person, and not a lot of people work with it, and it's not out there very much. So you kind of come see it at shows, or find somebody that has it and take a look into it. But it's definitely a neat gene. A lot needs to be done with it,
I still want to get it, dude, and I know you're gonna hook me up with it, but I'm still gonna put that into Exantic, man. Like
I have my original male right next to me.
Imagine that he's gonna put it in Exantic.
No. But I don't know if you guys can see obviously the hidden genoma. You see, no, there is pastel in there, but it's hard to see it on the camera. So, anyway, this is a big boy.
My understanding is I just want to make sure I'm clear. So with odium, it brings that white up halfway up the body. Is that correct?
Halfway up the body. It also makes like a defined. If you see the snakes in person, there's like a defined cutting line that goes down the middle side of the body. That everything basically bottom down. I think it kind of goes like hypo-colored, where it's all like really mute, and it brings the whites up, and it kind of like just kind of creams out the bottom colors of the snake. But it's a defined area. Like on a lot of my snakes, you can see a real break all the way down. And I created that. I don't know if everybody saw the super that I made that died. But it had like that break that you could see right down the body.
I do remember that. That thing was awesome. It sucks that it passed. But.
Yeah, it happened, but it was cool to see it.
to something that should not have existed and or lived as long as it did.
So Brassman and those guys from Nerd said that they had made one that had lasted about 3 or 4 weeks and then died, and mine maybe went 2.5 months before it died.
Okay.
But really neat. They called it like a pearl, I guess.
Pearl, yeah.
So it was neat to see. I mean, I don't think I'm ever going to make another one. I'm not going to try for it for sure.
Yeah.
But just gonna use the odium as a enhancing gene and kind of see what happens when I mix other things into it and find out maybe what unlocks it to grab other people's attention. Because right now, I mean, it really, it's like a very nice enhanced enchy look to it. There's not really other than that. I don't know what's been made. I stopped looking last year because I've made so much stuff with it, and just it's different. I don't know.
No, is it just like it hasn't been marketed properly to where people don't know?
It's been definitely kept. It's been kept on a pedestal as far as the price. So I think the barrier to entry for a lot of people wanting to play with the gene definitely have to, especially if they want to buy some pure nerd stock stuff, it's definitely gonna, dig into your budget a little.
Yeah. How long ago did Kevin put that out? It's about 7 years now, 8 years.
Yeah.
I remember when he had videos on YouTube about it. It's neat. It does do that whole breakdown aside. Osmond has some of it that.
Yep. I believe Ozzy made some pied odium stuff with it already. Some orange dream pied odium.
Okay.
It looks pretty neat, but it's definitely just something that people have to get into and start working into their projects a little and find out what happens. Because I'm only one breeder. There's only so many other guys that are working with it. I know the Brassman Reptiles. He makes some really cool stuff with it every year. But I got it into clown and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens when I make the visual odium clown stuff.
That should be neat.
Yeah.
Any kind of enhancer in a ball python, I'm on board with. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kick butt with it.
I'm just kind of curious to see what it does throughout my collection once I get it into the visual recessive stuff that I have. So we'll see what happens. But I have some chances.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. All right, now let's dive into. Hold on, wait. This is gonna freak me out. I gotta flip up. There we go. All right. All right. You know what this reminds me of? The Brady Bunch.
And you should be in the middle.
A couple of us are adopted.
I was gonna say our picnics.
He's just like.
Reminds me of a nightmare I had before.
So what is Jeremy, the housekeeper?
Yeah.
Hey, yes.
You do like him in that maid outfit, so.
Hey, he pinched my butt, dude. Everybody saw that. He denied it, but he did it. Anyway.
Working funny and getting your ass pinched. What is going on?
Dude, man, I don't know what Danny's obsession with me is, dude. But, I mean, he keeps giving me steaks, so who am I to argue? All right, next topic. What genes do you guys think are going to make a big boom in, say, like the next 2 years?
Pastel.
Oh boy.
It's coming back, right? Pastel's coming back.
Took my answer.
Justin did make that video.
You guys all see the video that Kaufman made with the Riptide?
The what?
With the what?
The Riptide gene?
Riptide.
Yeah, I watched that video the other day.
Recently?
Wait, when did that drop?
So, I guess a few days ago, Dave put out another video where he went to a European collection.
Oh, okay. I didn't get to watch that yet.
A couple different genes that he's working with. One I think is identical to Monsoon, but
the Moray gene.
Yeah, but I mean either way, they're cool.
Yeah,
they look cool.
But
the Riptide one is pretty neat.
Stranger, or were like they were the second to get the Stranger or something over there?
I guess.
Yeah,
they had a lot of nice Stranger clown stuff.
Right.
But yeah, the Riptide looks cool.
I'm gonna have to say, I'm gonna steal Nathan's thunder. I'm gonna have to say bang.
Thank you, buddy. You're right in my book.
I say bang's gonna be
I
a huge
agree.
hit.
Now, what about it draws you to it, John?
I love the way that it has that orange dream appeal, but it's a different color.
Yes.
Basically, like it got the oranges covered with the orange dream, especially if you get like real nice orange dream. This has a different effect to it. Basically, has a more yellowish tone from what I've seen. Like I said, hanging out with Nate, seeing his stuff, creamy. Yeah, right. It's just clean. So I think, especially with the added effect of what's this going to look like with orange dream added, with the lace green added, with all these enhancer genes that we're talking about, odium. I think it's just going to be very impactful to get to the pinnacle of just the cleanest possible snakes without being DG, because DGs, we all know, turn all the same color. And I love DG, but they all turn the same color roughly. What about these genes now that can do a slightly off color with that black and the pattern mutations of everything else going into black pastels, black shade. I want to see what it does with all this light stuff now, kind of like I did with Orange Dream. So a super sounds really cool to me. Super Orange Dream, super bang.
Dude, that will be phenomenal. Nathan's probably got 2 of them sitting in their rack. We just don't know it yet.
Good, you know. You never know.
That would be wild.
Keeping my mouth shut.
Christine, are you on board with the bang? Or?
What was that?
Are you on board with the bang, or do you think something else?
No, I'm on board with the bang.
Okay.
I do like what I've seen so far.
I'm going to put this out there. Another gene that's been put on layaway that nobody's ever talked about, I'm going to try to bring back is Citron. So we should hopefully see what the Citron, Super Citron stuff does this year. I've been working a lot of Citron the last 2 years, but I've been keeping it very hush-hush, basically what I've kept back.
So what is Citron, though?
Citron's a gene that acts very kind of orange dreamish, but not pattern-wise of orange dreamish. Like I made Enchi clowns with Citron gene in it. Not if anybody like Enchi clowns usually are very solid pattern. There's no spots in them and stuff. Citron bought the pattern back on Enchi.
Okay.
So I have that like sitting, and I want to put it now. Super Enchi. I want to see what Super Enchi Citron looks like. I want to see if the spots still remain instead of just being a dorsal stripe, clown side patterns, or Enchi clown side patterns with no pattern on them. Basically turns into I wouldn't say a dead project, but it's like there's nothing there. It's just stripe, blank sides. I want to bring the spots back into them, and then eventually work that back into spot nose and see how jammed up we can get the pattern going with the color boost. So just one of those. It's like odium, like he's saying. Like Citron was a gene that was worked by Bella Barn 5, 6, 7 years ago. Kind of when Bella Barn retired, it kind of went to the side. Nobody really talks about it anymore, but it's out there and it does stuff. It's not even like Honey Gene. It's Honey Gene, Ian's version and Bella Barn's version. They both do some cool stuff, but nobody talks about them anymore. So we'll see if these kind of genes can resurface back to the top. It seems like lately everybody's just talking about acid, monsoon, sunset. It's just been the same old stuff recited for the last year and a half, 2 years. Kind of getting old. Hopefully some of this new stuff hits the top of the market and starts getting talked about.
I'll be because I forget that gray matter I got from you. I think that's possible Citron, isn't it?
No, citrus pastel.
Citrus pastel. Okay,
It's just another version of pastel. It's a little lemonier, little lemon. I don't know how to put it. Like a little yellower.
Okay.
This pastel's a little yellow.
Lemony, like smell?
Yeah, pastel brown out and stuff. Citrus pastel holds the pastel
version of pastel.
Nice.
Just like a flame gene from fire. And we go around a rabbit hole with this shit right now. Flame from fire, very similar. Same sulfur.
Yep.
So it's just basically it's just tears. I think of where people have these pics and they named them or who made them. That's kind of how it goes. Like the flame gene I have is nicer than my fire stuff, but is that just coincidental? Somebody else could have a fire. I'm like, just equal to this flame that might even be beyond it. It depends who has it, where it came from, quality. Yep.
Phil?
Yep.
Yes.
What gene do you think is going to make a big boom in the next 2 years?
Besides saying the bang, because I think we're all on Nathan's list.
You don't get a discount by pushing it, Phil. You can say whatever you want to say.
Which,
You never
hey,
know,
which list?
I'm gonna say I hope I don't know, and I'm hoping that there's a gene that we find the spotlight for again that comes back out and excites everybody. Maybe something we've had already. There's a lot of stuff, like if you look on Morph Market, there's just obviously a huge list of genes. So hopefully, somebody finds a different path to go down that really blows up, excitement again for that kind of stuff. But I don't know. I like I said, I kind of like the Riptide one I saw. I really like the Bang. I'm really hoping that some of the triple and quad recessives that we see are going to blow people away this year. I think a lot of people have stuff up their sleeves that is going to wow everybody. So we'll see. I don't know. That really wasn't an answer, was it?
Wait, somebody has.
It was good.
Who has things up their sleeve?
I think a lot of people do. They just don't talk about things. But I mean, obviously in my collection,
I concur.
all over here, But yeah, I think there's stuff that people are working on that they're just hush about. That rightfully so. I like surprises in my own collection. I know people like surprises in the hobby, so we'll see.
Well,
Chris?
Man, I mean, yeah, everybody wants to see the Bang. And definitely the triples and quad recessives. I'm really looking forward to seeing what kind of interesting new combos are created this season and next season. As far as toe dominance, though, some of the stuff that just you don't see a lot about. I'd like to see more, but I don't know if any of it's going to be popular in 2 years. But I do think. I think lace and like probably like Trojan. I think those might take off a little bit more, but I'd like to see things like that Jaguar gene. What the heck is the other stuff? Some redhead. There's a couple of sapphire. There's a couple of things like that I'd like to see just more stuff done with to see if it is really worth it or at the end of the day. Well, that's about it.
Wasn't Chad working with Sapphire?
Yeah, he's got some
Sapphire.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, Danny.
I completely missed it until
What is Sapphire compared to? I heard it was compared to something. I can't remember what the gene was.
I know it's an enhancing gene. It's.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've seen anything that's exactly like it though, John.
Chad would be the guy to talk to about. He's hatched a few and been working with it for a while.
Is it a dark mutation or a light mutation?
I think it's got a dark.
Light.
Is it light?
It's a light?
I think so, yeah. What I've seen, everything I've seen it in was lighter stuff, but so I'm
cleaned it up a little bit too.
Kai?
Oh, definitely not the Bang. No, it's really hard to say. I mean, I think what's going to be hot, kind of like the stock market. You don't really know. You can't really predict it. But you can kind of, I guess we can always look back and see how some of these genes have become popular, like the red stripe and the lace. And obviously, if you're into ball pythons, you probably know that it's because Justin did something with it. So if we want to try to predict maybe what's going to be hot in the next 2 years. Just look back to a few genes that Justin hinted at, but hasn't really pushed that hard just yet. Like he does that. Same thing with the lace. You know, he put out maybe like 1 or 2 pictures or posts about the lace, but didn't really do anything with it until like 2 years after that. And then all of a sudden now lace is like super popular, right? Like I think Justin's going to continue milking that lace project for all it's worth, and then move on to something else like the Trojan. I would really like to see the Trojan take off. I think it's an awesome gene. I think it's going to be like the next lace gene, but it's all going to depend on when Justin stopped producing lace. So we'll see.
So a lot to be done with it. So I think it's going to.
Yeah, there's a ton. There's still a ton to be done with lace. It is a great gene. It's one of those where you can put with any other gene and make it a nicer combo. It does great with recessives. It doesn't change the pattern all too much, but it does brighten it. And unlike Desert Ghost, there's 2 levels with the lace because it is a codom, right? So if you think that if you really like the lace, then you can go for the white lace. If you think the white lace is too much, then just stick with the lace, you know. Whereas Desert Ghost, it's like all or nothing, you know. It's either on or it's off.
The only problem with lace, there's so much variation. There's so many people that think they have the lace gene. That's not the lace gene.
Yeah, it's tough.
They put them out there like crazy on Morph Market, and half them aren't even lace. It's like, oh,
yeah. On. And there's some mutations when you combine it with lace, almost erases the lace, so it's really hard to tell if it's there. Yep. But yeah, it's fun though. I mean, I've been wrong. Well, not that I've been wrong. I've been sold the wrong snake without lace, but I'm not really bitter about it. You know, like the female still produces, so whatever.
Lace Bang would be cool.
Lace Bang would be very cool.
Now what's
funny was the Bang was originally Orange Bang, right? And I think the first time I saw it was on Gavin's Balls to Use channel.
Yep.
And when he introduced it, he called it Orange Bang, and I wrote a comment on there. I said, you know, Orange Dream, the super version of Orange Dream is SOD. Do you really want to call it Orange Bang? And then I just left it at that.
Yeah, that was definitely, especially since the actual snake isn't orange. It was just and Sterling honestly openly admitted that like it just wasn't really named right out of the gate. And that's why it went back to just Bang.
I think Bang is a much better, because when you name it Orange Bang, people automatically start comparing it with Orange Dream.
Right.
And it's not the same, right? If you just labeled it as Bang, it probably would have less conflicting information out there.
Correct.
Come down to how many of these genes are named that are like, what were they thinking? So
I mean, like most other hobbies, like the colors aren't perfect. Like if something comes out orange, people want to call it red. If it comes out red, then they want to call it purple. If they call it purple, then they want to call it like blood maroon or something like that, you know.
Right.
Anything that's gray, they call it silver or blue.
Or xanthic.
Yeah.
It's brown.
When it comes out brown, they call it TSK.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you guys wait. You guys just wait.
Go ahead. I can't wait for your snake, Jeremy. I'm so over the top with this. I can't wait for your brown snakes, Jeremy. I'm waiting.
I tell you what, you guys. Kai, now what's Trojan? Like, what does Trojan exactly do?
Keeps you from getting pregnant.
I knew
it does. It does. It only works. It only works 99.9% of the time, though.
You say that from experience, Kai?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my experience has been 99.8, but
that damn 0.2.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Trojan, I think we talked about this in our chats before. It's really hard to see in a picture. It's hard to capture in a picture and a video. You get to see it in person. It changes the tone of the color. It softens it up a little bit. It gives it a little bit of like a haze, like a feathering effect between the browns and the blacks. If we're talking about it being like a single gene Trojan. But yeah, I mean, I really like it. It does brighten it. It gives the pattern more depth. Yeah, it's really hard to explain, but I think the best way I can say is the best way I can define it is that it gives it more depth and there's a feathering effect to it, almost as if it's glowing.
Okay.
Definitely lightens it up a lot more.
Are you gonna have any of it at Gettysburg when you get it?
Yes.
All right. You need to let me see it once. I'm curious. I just want to see this thing in person.
The pre-sale.
Sure.
If you want to touch it, though, it's going to cost you.
Hey, I can look and not touch. I'm okay with that. I'm not Dan.
Is there a no touch policy at Gettysburg?
No.
What's that?
It depends what you mean by that.
Yeah. Are you going Friday night?
We talking about snakes? Or?
Yeah, I'm talking about snakes.
That's what Friday night's for.
Oh God, Danny, you're up, brother. You're
I'm
up.
excited for this.
What was the question?
The
The next gene
next year's.
is
Yeah,
Lily
the
White.
next gene to make the big boom in the next 2 years.
I don't think shit in 2 years. I think it's still going to be clowns and desert goes combos. Nothing's going to fucking change in 2 years.
What gene, Danny?
Right now, and all the prices coming down on DG combos and stuff like that. That's going to be the hot stuff that's going to sell at the shows. None of these fucking zebra, donkey, fucking Rhinoceros beans. Ain't going shit. Nobody's going to fucking pay $11,000 for this fucking zebra donkey gene that looks like super pastel. Are you fucking nuts? You gotta be on fucking major crack pipe, smoking and fucking chewing gum at the same time to buy these zebra jeans.
You were messing up your marketing. You should have said confusion.
I can't wait till the fucking gene test comes out for regular cold downs that everybody's gonna fucking realize that it's gonna be only 5 handful of genes that are genes that everybody's calling donkey, rhinoceros, zebra bee, bumblebee, undercat. You fucking assholes. It's all fucking same genes. I can't wait till somebody tests this shit.
Dude.
Fucking bullshit with all this fucking new gene that they found. You know what? Codoms you could hide all you want, but recessive is where it's at. You know you could prove them out.
All right, well, answer your, what's the next hot recessive?
You don't know. Everything's the same. It's gonna be more combos of the recessives. You know, at the shows, if you put a zebra out there in a show, you think it's gonna sell? Fuck no. Are you fucking crazy? Nobody's paying $11,000 for a zebra.
What's the next hot recessive?
I don't know. I have no idea. I think it's already, everything's been already made. It's just got to be combos of stuff. And, you know, you can't rely on these new genes. I bet you money that they're all fucking same genes. People are saying it's going to be the same thing. It's going to rock the world. They ain't rocking shit. It's the same fucking genes.
How do you feel, Danny?
Combos off the recessive.
Are we doing a hashtag fuck zebra? Is that what's on here?
That's the stupidest fucking name.
I don't like that.
Oh my god. Oh, look at this new gene I found. Fucking T-Rex with the short arm.
T-Rex.
Danny, so tell us how they
Is it an orange T-Rex or just a T-Rex?
There's no fucking new 2 genes that are coming out in 2 years that are going to rock this industry. It's going to still be the same recessives. All the combos that you make out of it, that's what's going to still sell.
Well, it doesn't have to be a new gene. It could be something we already have. But what do you think is going to grow in popularity in the next 2 years to
Right
kind
now?
of stand out?
Right now in this market, fucking nothing. I'm telling you. I mean, you guys could laugh all you want, but you know the truth. It ain't gonna be fucking. Nobody's gonna be paying fucking 10 grand, 15 grand. Those days are fucking over. We gotta wait at least 5 years for that to come back. But right
That
now,
I do agree with you on.
you just gotta make what you make and what you want to make and what you will make in 5 years. But it's gonna be year of the holdback for this next 2 years to everybody make the crazy combo. Like the quad heads that I'm doing, I can't sell that to
What are they going to be worth, Danny?
the quad visual.
Yeah,
I don't know.
5-10 grand.
Maybe, I bought the heads for more than that. So
Somebody's making $5,000-$10,000 snake. It might not be me, it might not be you, but somebody's doing it.
yeah, but I don't think there's no new jeans out there gonna rock this industry like.
Oh no!
Oh boy.
Here's your mentor.
I'm representing you.
Better take it back, Chris. Better take it back quick. Danny's gonna torch the shirt. Brendan says he disagrees with you, Danny.
Yeah, you can disagree with all the fuck you want. I don't give a fuck. I don't want your vote. I'm not running for no Senate.
That's what makes it great.
Jim said he's bringing up Justin's video about pastel a few months back. Watch him do something crazy with it in the next few years. You never know, man. Like, I think that video though is just like he realized like so many people were shitting on pastel, and he realized that maybe he might have been the root of some of that, possibly by not using pastel in like anything.
Listen to this shit. I've been doing this shit for 10 years, right? I was talking to Nathan about this the other day. Every snake I picked up from some other breeder that wasn't something we created had pastel in it. Why? Because they were the coolest looking goddamn snakes that were available for me to pick up or freaking whatever to use for the future. They all had pastel in them. I started going through them. I was blown away. I'm sitting there like, okay, maybe this gene isn't dead because everyone I just drawn to had pastel in it.
I mean, it works great in Bang, so I'm happy with it.
It works
Like I
great.
said, even the one I got from you, Nate, it was a pastel firefly head exam.
It works
What
nice
better
with
gene to
lavender
put into
albino.
Xanthics and clown? Probably pastel. I mean, if you're going to freaking amp it, why not? Especially if you're going like that route with it.
Yeah. There's still plenty of things.
Yep, I picked up a pastel Mojave, GHI, Het Desert Ghost, Het Cryptic. Same thing. What other gene enhanced Desert Ghost? Pastel. It's like, I think it has like, pastel has its place. It's just where do you want to inject it? Like, I wouldn't be making Stabies and shit with it tomorrow or Bumblebees because that was like, 10 years ago, but pastel still has its place in the freaking hobby.
Dude, like Danny said it a little bit ago. Pastel, Xanthic, DG, that stuff there, that's where pastel belongs.
Danny, I got a what's it called from him? I got a pastel clown pied. That is the coolest damn clown pied I've seen Mr. D.
Yeah, it makes it cleaner and lighter,
I agree.
because the clown is kind of dirty if you just have it in a regular pipe.
And I am an anti-pastel clown kind of guy. Like, I'm trying not to do that. Like, I'm basically making clowns for the future without pastel. But that damn snake was cool as hell. It was a pickup, though.
This guy says
I'm trying to say
pastel.
pastel, but I keep picking it the fuck up.
What's up, Jay?
It makes no sense. Instead, we're sitting there like trashing like jeans, like some of these guys, like breeders among us. But I'm sitting there like, I'm picking up pastel. So pastel must still be kind of cool.
Hey,
Yeah.
I like the one, like I have one normal line, what I consider a normal line of pastel. It does brown out a good bit. But I've got that other line of pastel that freaking glows. Like that female that just laid, she looks freaking fantastic to this day.
I think it all comes down to quality, basically, what the gene looks like, quality of it. Because a gene within itself can go from A to Z, like so much different that you would actually think it's another gene half the time. You get good quality, I don't care what you're doing, you're gonna make pretty ass snakes.
Yep.
And I think a lot of people don't recognize this. They're like, oh, I need the acid. Well, what happens if it's a shitty acid? It don't do much. Like barely does the pattern or anything. You got acid, but big deal. But if you got a good
that's
acid
true.
gene, it's like,
That's why you
shit,
gotta
look what
get
he just did.
confusion, not acid.
Orange Dream's the same way. How much bad Orange Dream do you see out there? It almost looks uglier than normal.
Yeah.
But then you get like good Orange Dream, you're like, wow, look what the hell that just did with a Mojave. It's like, oh my God, it changed the complexity of everything. All the genes are the same way. They all have good and bad. I think the market should start leaning towards the quality versus what the actual gene is. Instead of people like trending on a gene, let's look what that gene looks like and start going towards that.
Or stop breeding the bad examples and look for the good examples and keep promoting that.
I think too many people worry about what something is versus what something looks like.
Yes.
I've seen so many guys get a clown, even clown. I've seen some ugly ass clowns. Right? But then you like get this one clown over here and you're like, wow, look how clean that is. Look how pretty that is. And they're like, same gene, nothing different, no head, no nothing.
Yeah, but that's the same thing. Like all these fucking idiots, they find a good example in one, let's say one morph. It's the same exact thing, but it's a better looking one, good example, and they'll fucking name it Zebra. There's nothing there's nothing more than a job. But fucking idiots are paying for $10,000. It's get it tested. Let's see if anybody will actually test these fucking expensive gene against the cheaper one.
I think somebody wants to buy a zebra and couldn't afford it after his Xanthics.
I think we're all pitching in to get them one.
We're just thinking that it's a great example, and like, hey, let's name it something else. Let's name it Bucket Party. Oh my God, look at this new gene.
If there's anything I can wish for this,
good example of another gene. That's all it is.
If anything I can wish for this hobby moving forward, it'd be more about quality than what it is.
Right.
If we could start moving into them directions, I think the market will stabilize. Be like, no different than dogs. Like you can make an ugly pug or a beautiful pug, but somebody's going to pay $200 for an ugly pug, but they'll pay $3,000 for a beautiful pug.
Yeah, this guy paid $11.5
same damn dog.
Olive Tiger.
Big time difference. But I'm hoping this moves into that realm versus what it is today.
I agree. I think it's interesting that you mentioned quality and talking about dogs, because when we talk about dogs, every breed, they have a set of standards, right? And that's what the judges are looking for.
And they line breed to improve that.
Right.
But they don't call it more.
But with ball pythons, we don't have that set of standards. There's nothing written down that's saying Enchis should look this way or Orange Dream should look that way. I think it's a lot of it is just in the eye of the beholder. Like some people might like a busy looking Orange Dream, and some people want that banded Orange Dream, or some people like the darker oranges, some people like the brighter oranges. I think if I would like to see some kind of a set of standards, like a written set of standards. I also think it might be interesting to have a show like we do with like koi fish and dogs, so that we could like judge people on it. I know other countries do it and they win awards and they have first place, second place, and all that stuff.
But then you got morons naming the new gene Transformer and Decepticon. Do you really need that?
But like Landon said though, like literally, how many genes have any one of you sold? Hi. Said. How many times have you sold a snake? You go, I think that's in there. I think it might be that. If you can't see it, who actually cares? That's my personal opinion on it. Like if I have a gene, let's say I have a Mojave, Orange Dream, Yellow Belly, Fire. If I can't tell you it's possible Yellow Belly, it's possible Orange Dream, does it really matter? The truth be told, no. Because I can't see it for sure. Yes, you can prove that in your breed.
Well, I think one of the reasons that I tell people it's possible something is because I want them to know that it's in there. Like if there's like a 4 gene, like you named, like there's 4 gene animal, and I can only tell for certain 3 of those 4 genes, I would still tell the buyer, hey, there's possibility of that other 4th gene in there.
But will you charge for it?
Yourself?
No, I don't.
Right, I do the same thing. I list everything it could be and what I think it is, but I won't charge it's Yellow Belly, it's Orange Dream, it's acid, it's lace. If I can't see it, I'm not going to charge you for it. So you're getting a free gene at that point.
Yeah,
it approves. But the thing is, the quality of that gene obviously didn't show through enough for me to go, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So depending on like some stuff gets lost. I get that, but that's a genetic. Maybe I might not do again because now it doesn't work that way. This isn't showing, but another gene might bring it back out, so you never know. So,
that's one thing I will say that I like about certain aspects of the reptile hobby. For example, like carpets. You know, they are consistently working on improving the lines they have because that is all they have. We definitely lack that in ball pythons. I think mostly because there are so many morphs. You know, people don't focus on making it nicer or improving it or any type of line breeding. I mean, short of, you know, maybe Ozzy and a couple of others, how many people have really focused on that in collections?
So yeah, I can only think of two. That'd be Ozzy and John Day. That'd be about the only two I came off the top of my head.
but focusing on a gene, you got CD constrictors with his xanthics. So,
Well, not focusing necessarily on but improving a single gene.
In the world.
I didn't even get to look at it.
Is that the real zebra donkey?
Now I see it.
your buddy Chris make that for you.
Yeah.
Now the world has gotten a slight taste of what our group chat actually looks like.
He was going that quick.
Slight.
Slight,
Well,
yes.
nobody's going to do a test
Very
on the,
minuscule taste.
cold down genes because they don't want their genes to go to shit, Like, I wish somebody tests confusion, acid, and all that instead of keep on saying that, oh, it's the same gene, it's the same gene. Well, get it tested, motherfucker. Let's get the fucking shit rolling over here and find out which one's which. But nobody wants to do that.
The thing with that, Danny, it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck.
That will cripple the industry. That would cripple the industry with the cold down testing.
I mean, the thing is, there's not an authority at the top going, it has to be this way. So that's where all these names came from.
Right.
Maybe testing in the future does do that. Maybe it does go, okay, acid, confusion, static, all the same gene.
Right.
Hurricane, trick, blitz, all the same gene.
Right.
Is it leopard? Is it carnivore?
See, that's easy for people with trick or blitz, which are cheaper genes than a hurricane. So it's like acid and confusion. It's like, hey, you got acid, but I paid more for confusion. Let's get it tested. So nobody wants to do that. It will destroy the industry.
Wax and static confusion are very similar price points. The ones that get tricky are the trick, hurricane, blitz, because they're all three different price points. That's where
it's what's the better of the gene? What's the best looking one? That's the best example of the same gene.
It's no different than DG enhancer. They're basically price par. So it's like, okay.
It's the same exact gene. If
But
it's
it's not-
compatible,
it's not
the same
priced
gene.
It's compatible, but there is a huge difference between the two of them. If you lay a DG,
No, there's no
and
huge
enhancer, you can
difference.
see it.
It could be.
Stop.
That's I'm on the exact opposite line of that. Is an enhancer a good version or a bad version of DG? Is it along that scale? I'm talking about A to Z. We don't know, but they are compatible. So obviously they're doing the same thing.
It's the same fucking gene.
That's my whole point. Of
One's from Canada and one's from US. That's why it's enhancer and fucking DG. It's the same fucking gene.
Yeah, Moray and Monsoon. They have been said to be the same gene. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, well, Justin proved them to be the same because didn't he breed them together?
Yeah.
He didn't prove them to be the same. He proved them to be compatible. That was his. Because I think he didn't want to make the claim that they are the same.
Yep. Okay. Out there like a weight curveball on this, and nobody even talks about Sable and
You know what? We can make the
very similar
market index half the. It could be like shortened by quarter of the fucking index page if we realize that it's the same fucking gene.
They're just, but Sable and Chocolate are on the same allele. Are they the same gene? It's just different versions of them, in my opinion. But they are the same allele because they're all spider complex animals. So it's like, Blackhead chocolates look very similar when you get a really dark chocolate, but they're on the same allele, but they're not the same animal. It gets tricky. I mean, that's what genetics are.
Yeah.
It's called buy what you like, and if you think the beauty is in that animal, rock on with it all the way through. So I'm 100% on board with that. But I love Kai's idea. Like, do like showing. I made this, and this, but I made this. Let's compare them. How close are they? What did it do? You both use the same genetics. Let's see. So basically, which one's the superior one? That'd be really neat. I mean, that could be the future of ball pythons. I don't know. We're not there yet, of course. But
I do think we need to narrow down all these off branches of different things.
But who's the authority, Jeremy? It's like, who's the authority to say that? It's like, who steps up top and goes, I'm the man. This gene, and this gene are the same gene. It's like, who says
all these people who does the DNA testing, watch. When they start buying all the cheaper genes of the same genes up, you know that they're the same. You're going to see fucking Gray Rider buying all the fucking blitzes. It's easier for him to test it.
We could be totally having a different conversation in 10 years from now when genetic testing is like 100% legit. It is this, it's proven to be that, and like we could be having a whole different conversation right now, talking about F1s, F2s, and everything like they do in cats and dogs.
Yeah.
What's your guys' thoughts on hybridization of animals between species, like different pythons from different areas?
Yeah, no problem.
Gecko people are the worst.
Don't get me started.
They're the bougie.
Don't get me started.
Because they look for head structure. They look for freaking, pattern, more pattern, less dots. Don't even go there.
It's because I said so philosophy. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah. I like how Danny described the gecko genetics when he first got into it, when he's trying to explain the lineage of things. that was the best, him trying to wrap his head around that. And now he just sounds like a pro with it. Brandon says DG has better, deeper blacks, same line, different lineage line. See, DG definitely holds the blacks and is better for contrast. I think the enhancer is more.
Please. Look at yourself. Really.
Danny, I am looking at myself. I look damn fine right now. I mean, I've got a number 43 over my face, but
once they come to a realization that it's the same thing, you're not going to see the difference. Right now, everybody think they're a fucking art critic.
No, Banana Coral Glow, same freaking thing, 110%. No argument on that one.
But how many years did that take to prove?
What?
Banana Coral Glow were the same thing. How many years did that take to prove?
Well, one look, and you knew they were the same.
I understand that, but how long did it take to prove? Chris been around a while. How long did that take to prove, Chris?
Damn, you saying you're old, Chris?
Hey, been around a while, not old.
Like I said.
Geez, I don't know how long that took. As far as I know, it's always been the same.
It took at least about a good 5 years to go. They're the same damn thing. Right. I'm sure. And back in the beginning, like I said, a couple of these other genes that did the same thing. Yeah, butter lesser. There's another one.
Yeah.
I don't think the Banana Coral Glow thing needed to be like proved out in terms of like breeding them out and crossing them together. I think what somebody did was just trace the lineage of Banana and Coral Glow, and what they found out was, Banana came in first, and then the offspring of that banana animal were purchased by another breeder, and then he named it, or he or she, I don't remember, named it Coral Glow.
You guys remember how many forums they argued over that? My coral does this. It has less spots than the banana. Blah 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 blah. They did the same thing with banana and lesser. My banana or my lesser is cleaner than my butter. They fought that for freaking years, and then literally now 2023 we're like, yeah, they're the same.
I like Nixon's comments. It came down to the same gene, pride, and ego. It was my snake is this.
My snake's better than your
snake.
So.
Right. It's that way in a lot of the reptile world. It's this because I say so, and that's it.
Where do we get into this controversial little conversation we got going on here?
Danny, who else? Who else?
Some people like all nuts.
It's the other Asian who started it.
Like some people do. They think they have this or they have that, and it's like, here it is. That's what I bought it as, and that's what I'm going to go with it. And it's better than yours.
Well, you
And
know,
that's okay. Because like I said, I'm guilty of it. Sure, everybody else is to a point. Like mine, I bought this one because it's the best, or the best I've seen. And that's okay. Like I said, and then it comes back to that's okay. Just roll with what you like. If you got a spot nose that has tons of pattern versus spot nose that doesn't, that's what you like. Reduced clown versus not reduced clown. Like a lot of stuff's very similar.
Oh,
I always look for the worst version of everything.
You go for the worst version?
Yeah.
It's been hanging around me too long.
Well, that's
Yeah.
why with Danny too.
The browner, the better.
Jim, I think Platinum was actually it was originally named what, Platinum Lesser, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Platinum Daddy.
Or Lesser Platinum or something like that.
Then you had Het
Platinum
Daddy.
Daddy.
I see,
Yep.
yeah. Then you had the Platty Daddy and
They called the Het Daddy, which wasn't a recessor, but they used the word het. No different in het red exanthics, and then you go down that wormhole.
Yeah. Let's not even talk about that.
Well, Nathan, I think we all know what you're going to say, but what is your gene that you think is going to make the next big boom in the next 2 years?
I thought I answered that with pastel.
Your serious answer.
keep it short, all right, like I did.
I mean, listen, I'm biased, so I'm not. Let's take Bang out of it because clearly that would be my first answer.
Yeah.
There goes Scott.
I would say that probably, I don't know. There's a couple different ones out there that you know what I think I could summarize it. It's going to be one of these genes that has a more drastic difference on the snake. So not one of these milder genes where it's like, as much as I love enhancing genes, I think probably the next big thing will be something that really catches people's attention, where it drastically changes the look. Maybe not as far as like a monsoon, but one of these mutations that really, when you look at it, good or bad, you know exactly what that gene is. Put it that way.
Like pastel.
Or zebra.
I wasn't going to say it, Kai. I was hoping everybody would get to that. But,
Yeah. You're just talking in circles. You're just getting right back to pastel.
Thanks for giving up my spot.
Yeah. Danny said, "Get to the point, man. Come on."
You're talking like a politician. You're beating around the bush here.
See, I gotta go. I think Bang. Like I know everybody else was saying it, and here's my reasoning behind it. Like Bang, I think at least in the Exantic world, is the big ticket because unlike Orange Dream, where you're trying to, you're working with the orange aspect of it, Bang is more yellow. And what does Exantic do? It helps get rid of that yellow. So I think Bang's only going to make Exantics 1,000 times better. I think it's like the perfect gene to throw into the Exantic.
See, I like the Bang because of the yellow.
Color is overrated, Kai. Color is
Right there
overrated.
with you, Kai.
Are we sure we're not talking about pastel again? Are we talking about the damn
Or zebra. The nicer zebra. The nicer pastel is a zebra.
No, like Bang's definitely going to be the next one of the big things. Acid and all that stuff in that complex, that I think that's a given. That's kind of where it's right now.
Here's the problem. I also will say that I think one of the things that bothers me a little bit is that I think people are taking genes and putting them together just for the sake of saying that they've done that. So, for example, I see a lot of people putting things like an acid with a gene like, I don't know, NG, like putting an enhancer or a gene that cleans something up with a gene that messes up a pattern, just to say that they put them together. And I don't quite understand why people are going in that direction. You know, if you're picking a gene like acid for what it does to the pattern, then
don't throw it into something that helps organize.
Right.
See that I'm with you on that. Like acid into leopard, shit like that. Like you're saying, stuff that make it complementary. Don't try to mute it out. Jim says acid needs pastel.
No.
Danny say no. That's a hard no. All right. Here's another. We'll get off of the genetic stuff. The current market. What do you guys think was the cause for where we're at right now? Was it the economy? Was it now that I have to give a shout out to Adam at Proper Royal because I don't want to say I stole the idea from him, but I was watching his video on it, and it kind of sparked me to. What's that?
Is this another commercial break?
No. But I got to give credit to the man that helped inspired my idea on this one. He did put a video out on it, going over the stuff. So I thought, hey, that'd be a really good topic to hash it out with everybody here tonight. As Danny gets up and leaves. So yeah, like, what do you guys think was the big cause or reason for how the market is right now? Was it just the economy? Was it all of the market basically getting flooded by all of the COVID breeders? What do you guys think?
I think it's like every other market. If it's up for long enough, eventually it has to come down. I think that's really all it is.
Yeah, I don't think there's like one thing that caused the market to be what it is now. I think it's there's a lot of variables.
A lot.
And then there's like a lot of compounding variables. You know what I mean? Like, before COVID, when I first started in this hobby, it's kind of like what it is right now. To be honest, there's a lot of people in there, and everybody's complaining about how tough it is. And then COVID hit, and there's all these videos and tutorials about how to build your collection, how to make money, how to be a millionaire breeding ball pythons. And then that kind of drew a lot more people into it. People had their stimulus package to spend money in the hobby, which caused breeders to breed even more. And then those who came in had time to buy or grow out their animals or buy adults. And then, like I said, it's variables and compounding variables, right? So these new people who came in are breeding more and more, and then now all of a sudden, without the stimulus package and the economy being the way it is, and the war that happened or happening, other people have other priorities, right? Other than buying pets, and so now that kind of leaves us where we are. So I don't really see that there's a huge problem right now. I think that it's going to bounce back, or it already feels like it's bouncing back a little bit, at least for me. I don't know about you guys. And it could also be due to the season. It's getting warmer. Actually, it's been getting warmer. It's pretty hot now, to be honest. It's a little too hot for me. But yeah, I think people are looking at purchasing animals now that the weather's nicer.
Brandon makes a good point here. Does hearing the market is crashing make you want to buy?
Nope.
Or does hearing from someone saying that they can't sell shit make you want to buy? No, you're exactly right on that, Brandon. I do not disagree.
I think Brandon's right, but it only impacts some people. right? Some people hear it's crashing and they want to get out. Other people hear that it's crashing and they're like, oh, this is an opportunity for me. So it depends on your situation. It depends on how you look at it.
It's are you a glass half full guy or a glass half empty kind of
Exactly.
mentality?
I also
I know. Go ahead, Christine.
I also think a part of what scares people into buying certain things is breeders go, we'll go back to pastel. They go and crash it. Don't buy pastel. Pastel's an ugly gene. Don't do this. Don't do that. What is huge?
Who gave her permission to talk?
Pastel. So people see the pastel, they won't buy it. People see spider, they won't buy it. So a lot of the older genes that have been around forever, that is very deep in the hobby, people walk right by it, and then they can't afford the monsoon or the sunset or, you know, other genes like that. So they kind of just stay in the middle.
Comes down to exactly what you said. We do a lot of shows, so a lot of people come up like, if that didn't have pastel, if that didn't have Mojave, I'd buy it. It's a lot of the guys literally like crying about the market dropping. A lot of the guys that freaking made the market drop by talking what they talk. In my opinion, just, you know, didn't let people have their own opinion. You need to buy this. You need to do recessive. You need to buy pied. You need to be in a clown. Nothing's worth anything unless it has this head attached to it. I've heard this over and over for the last 3 years.
There's a lot of contradiction that goes around the hobby. Even the market the way that it is. You hear some guys say, oh, don't breed now. Don't breed now. But the same guys that are telling you don't breed are the same guys that are your mills that are breeding. Because if your middle guys like us don't have the snakes, where are they going to go to? In my opinion, it turns into kind of like a pyramid scheme. I'm
going to ask this. There's seven people here that breed snakes. Did any of you guys slow down anything this year because of the way the market is? Did you stop breeding something because of the way the market is?
Nope, I want balls of the freaking wall, dude.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of us that didn't stop breeding because of the way the market is.
You say that, like John and I are on pace for our highest clutch year ever.
I'm kind of scared. I'm kind of scared about it. Like, is it a mistake? But I don't know.
I mean, we'll find out. John and I are on par for 80 to 90 clutches this year.
Wow. I know.
Believe me, it was a complete, I don't want to say accident because, yes, we bred them on purpose, but we stopped breeding certain females.
I did one pairing here, one pairing there, hoping it level out about
they took.
But no risk for no reward.
Did a lot of first-time girls, not thinking that they would take, and they took.
I got December girls. I paired them once in December. They're laying now.
I just had one.
But I've done that. I've done this every year since I started, but didn't get this kind of result. So now it's like. But the thing is, we've been here for basically. I've been doing this ball python thing for 7 years hardcore, 10 years with other species. I've seen this before where it dropped. We've seen where normals were sold for $5 a piece at shows. Like this isn't anything new. I think it comes down to complexity of animal. How hard was it to make? How much time goes into it? I think there was a lot of very, very big overspending on COVID, like crazy. There's some stuff that was like very easy to make that was just so ridiculously overpriced. I didn't even get it. But it happened. You know what I mean? We watched it. We witnessed it. We've done it. Like I said, I'm sure you guys done it. Batman. Like I said, Batman. How easy complexive animal was that? Spot nose leopard clown. Common clown. They were going for 3,000 plus, what, 2 years ago, Danny? I mean, but what is it? It came down to complexity of easiness. Now you got all these new genes out. Yeah. Demand, supply and demand is, I think, everything to do with this. I think there's a lot of supply right now, not enough demand. So we'll see what happens. So.
Yeah, Ashley. No, I agree. Like, that's one thing that I kind of always tried to understand too. Like you were saying, John, some of the stuff that isn't super hard to hit seems like it was massively overpriced.
And people So they were buying it up like it was hotcakes during COVID. I'm guilty of that. We were making cinnamon champagne, which we're known for the Gray Matter Project. We hit it very early. I've been doing it for a bunch of years now. Them snakes were pre-COVID. I was selling them for $100 a piece, $150. During COVID height, they were going for $500 to $700 just for a cinnamon champagne. Because people wanted them. Everybody wanted them. They saw this white and gray snake. They're like, oh my God, what do I need to make that? They don't want to spend $1,500 on the matter, but we'll spend $400 on the ingredients to make matter. Well, now they're back down to the $100 price point, which is okay. But that's just the way it goes.
Can I get a refund on mine?
Wow.
Well, the matter.
Me too. I got a mail that I bought.
So we're all guilty of this. No different than Batman's or anything else. We saw Batman go for $7,000 down as low as what? $1,000 now? $800 for a mail?
Lucky.
Right.
I didn't sell anything less than $1,500.
Yes, we've had not cleft lips in our Gray Matters. We've had cleft lips.
But I've been around long enough that I saw a pied on the table for $25,000 and they're now $250 for a female. So it comes down to what it is versus how long it's been done, how many of them are out there, how fast can you get it. A morph marker search, you punch it in. Does 475 of the same snake come up? That's going to reflect price, or does 3 come up? Now as soon as you see like 2 or 3, you're like, okay, this warrants value. Nobody has it. And I think it's coming back down to earth with that. Basically, people were doing this shit with 125 Batmans were showing up, but they were all $3,000 plus. But they were just like, buy, because that's what was being pushed.
Right.
They heard the word Batman, they're like, I need this. The stuff wasn't being talked about at that time. Monsoon, same thing. $5,000. All the big guys got in on it, man. And money Monsoon. But now they're starting to see like, shit. This team's doing the same thing. Every time I breed it to something else, it's just a different kind of color variation with this busy pattern. Maybe that wasn't such a good idea.
That's like I'm not gonna lie, I like the Monsoon to start with.
Yeah.
But after seeing it thrown into all these other combinations, it's lost its luster with because nothing changes it.
How many years now?
Same snake.
How many years now has Sunset been the top of the market? How many years is everybody sitting there talking amongst these groups going, man, we're really waiting for it to do something cool with something. How many genes are you going to have to add to this goddamn gene to make it go, okay, that's awesome?
Yeah, I mean,
1. Add Monsoon to it.
Don't get me wrong. If Monsoon was in a price point we can afford, okay, cool. I'd work Monsoon too. I think everybody would. But I'm not going to go out and spend $10,000 for a gene that everybody's going, well, I put this, and this out. And everybody just goes, okay, it kind of still looks like what's it called? Sunset. Monsoon. It still looks the same. They're not getting nowhere.
Yeah.
Kind of discouraging. So I understand where a lot of these people are like, what the hell? Like, what do we do now? And these big guys are talking about it. Snake sales are down. The market's crashing. Da-da-da-da. Stop putting it out there.
I think the only thing I've seen that Sunset really stood out to me with was when you threw it in with Lavender Albino. That combo there looked amazing, but it looked like a Sun Dragon, though. It was fluorescent freaking orange.
Damn right. A double recessive.
But, my question is, what's that going to look like as an adult? Because every Sunset I've seen as an adult, it's brown. Like, massively brown. More brown than what an Exantic gets. I was waiting for someone to jump on that one, damn it.
Just TSK.
No one took it.
You already know.
But no, I don't know. Sunset's just, it'd be neat to work with it if I had Lavender Albino too. But without that, it doesn't float my boat.
I got some buddies that are working, they love it. And like I said, I'll never knock anybody for what they like.
Oh, no.
But when they sit there and be like, oh my God, I made this Sunset, they wanted $5,000 for it, and the market's going to drop down to $1,500 and cry about it, it's like, well, you got to kind of get into where it's going to sell for. The market is the market. Everybody's like, oh, you're dogging the market, you're killing the market, your shit's too low. And I'm like, I'm selling it for what it's going to sell for. I've had it here. I had it here. I had it here. And well, now I have to sell it here. And that's just what it is during this time. So I'm okay with it. Like I said, stuff is what it's worth. And it is what it is.
Well, it's going to come down to reality. Like we know, as we do a lot of shows, that how many times do we change our prices throughout the whole show, throughout the whole day? You know, you got to go with the market.
I raise my prices 10 times a day.
It's not going to sell for $1,000 these days. You got to keep on dropping it. If you want that money, if you want to go home with money, you're going to drop the price.
But the thing I'm thankful for, there's a ton of guys just like me. We keep doing this because you love it. I love to see what comes out next. I love to keep going. I don't give a shit if my snake's worth $50. I might think it's worth $500, but it might be worth $50 or $5,000.
Or you might curse me out like last time.
As long as I'm having fun doing it, I look at a snake going, oh my God, I can't wait to hold this back. Look at that damn thing. I can't wait to send it to a freaking chat to every one of you guys. Look at this.
What up, Riley?
But that's what it's all about for me. The guys, what this is going to separate is the guys that did get into this money that don't really care about the animal at all. Because you have to love doing this, man, to freaking withstand a market drop from $1,000 snake to all of a sudden $250 across the board. And you're like walking around the show and you're losing your shit because somebody has your snake you thought was $1,000 for $150. If you're doing that, you're in the wrong hobby. You really are. Like, because I watch these guys all the time. Like, they come up to my table, they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm trying to make money, brother. There's these other snakes that I love that I kept back so I can keep going because if these don't move, I can't keep going.
John is the Crazy Eddie of snakes. Remember Crazy Eddie?
Yeah.
Yeah, no snake too low. You give me a couple more of these, get something for $5.99. I'm talking about
That's good to get John is Friday night before the show.
Love it.
But it's the truth though. Like, I'll take a snake to like 5-6 shows if I have it X amount of price, say 200. If it ain't selling for 200, guess what? It ain't worth 200. I had literally hundreds of eyes on it. And maybe now it's worth 150. I'll take it to 6 more shows. If it ain't hitting 150, maybe it's $100. Don't hit for $100. Maybe that thing's worth $3.99. But guess what? I'm moving that son of a bitch at some point. Somebody's getting
it. And let's be honest, John. You and I have both experienced this a lot.
Mm-hmm.
There are snakes you will take to a show that you couldn't sell. And that one person walks in and it's the first one off the table and they don't question the price whatsoever.
First one through the door, and this is the other great one. There's some snakes that I couldn't sell. It was like I just couldn't get it through my head. Like, I can't sell this that low. I can't sell this that low. They're the snakes that may be the best snakes I have in my collection today. I end up holding them back and made something with them. And I'm like, son of a bitch, I had you for sale for a year. And you're here making some of the coolest stuff that I've ever seen now because somebody else didn't see the appreciation in it. But they'll buy all them babies now. So, like I said, just stick within your means. Like that's just keep doing because you love it. Don't breed because, like I said, don't breed for the money. Right now it's tough. It is tough. We're feeling it. I'm sure every one of you are feeling it.
So you got to work for it a little bit more. I will say this though, where like, granted, I don't have many ball pythons up, for sale yet right now. I mean, things are just now starting to get to where I'm dropping stuff on. Everything's hitting my husbandry pro store first, and then I'm slowly getting it on the morph market. But man, I tell you what, the carpet python stuff, dude. Like, I'm not even gonna have to post anything. Like, that's all. It's all freaking gone. And it's not even hatched yet. It's all gone already.
You're gonna experience carpets might be hot right now. I watched this thing where Presties, look how hot they got in the last 2 years again. Presties were forgotten 5 years ago. They were forgotten. You didn't even see them in shows barely anymore. The last 5 years, these guys went on their forums and did all kinds of made Xanthics and lily whites popped out. The crested forms are blowing apart, but they're also now starting to drop. Now the boa market's going to go like this. Then the scaleless market's going to go like this. Then the Borneo market's going to go like this. The green tree python market. It's always something new. You just have to keep riding the wave and just keep doing what you like. Because it's going to come back. Ball python market, we're not going to sell Mojaves ever again for $200, guys. I mean, but you might sell a Mojave S at lesser freaking clown pie ghost for $1,000. know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to have to be more. The days of selling a single gene, unless it's a new gene for X amount of dollars, I think are gone unless we have another semi-check handout for all this money. We're like, these guys are sitting at home watching YouTube going, I ain't never going to work again, bro. I'm going to buy myself some snakes and make a snake business out of this shit. Because that's what they did. They're sitting at home like, we're never going back to work. I'm going to sit in my room and make snakes. Look at this guy's room. He's got snakes everywhere.
I'm not gonna lie, John. I look at that room, and you know what I see?
Exantics.
Star Wars.
I look at that room, I feel hot. Like right now.
It was hot as hell in that freaking room.
We were talking about that today, Danny. I said, Christine goes, what did Danny say when he came into the room? I said, all that son of a bitch said is, it's fucking hot in here.
You notice I didn't stay up there long. Every time I went
He looked around and was like, you got a lot of snakes and it's hot. And he
That's
left.
because you're a prissy bitch.
Up there.
Up there.
You hear that?
Dude, I do
What did
have
she
to say, walking up the steps and coming up to that green tree is amazing.
I can't. Jeremy was talking over you.
He said that's because you're a prissy bitch.
No.
I'm sorry. If I start getting a little weird, I finish my cups.
If I start getting a little weird,
Well, I might have a Dom moment. Dab me up.
you dap me up.
You're doing some push-ups and shit.
Oh God, dude! The worst part was when he would go to do his push-ups, and I had to keep yelling at him that, dude, that's where all the dog crap is. Get out of that area.
We talk about this in private. This is not online shit.
You're on live.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
I told Nathan's wife he was doing the worm. He was going to do the worm face first to a pile of dog shit.
I got to give him credit though. He was getting some height on that when he was doing the worm. Like he had some height to him when he was doing that. I was impressed.
But back to like the snakes, though, Dan or Jeremy, for real. If you have the passion, like I said, it showed you this. If you're like a guy like me, this market's going nowhere. You might get them a little cheaper. Half the shit I got was because it was a deal back in the day. I'm not made of money. I got this because I did this, and this is what I grew it into. And this is what I aspire for all the new people getting into this. Grow it. Buying big time snakes without doing the work into it. I don't know how to put the words, man. Like without putting the work into it is counterproductive to me. You have to put yourself out there. People got to get to know who you are. Freaking do the legwork. Make clutches. Freaking see what happens when the babies come out. Can you get a meeting? All that stuff.
Yep.
Make yourself just some couple $100 snakes and stuff to start out with. If you can afford to do the high end stuff, God bless you, man. Do it.
One of the biggest things that was a huge topic when John and I first got in was built, not bought. You built your name, you built your collection. You didn't buy your name, you didn't buy your collection. And that was huge. And now it just seems like everybody wants to skip that part and everybody wants to flex their muscles and buy everything. They want to buy their name, they want to buy their reputation, like Danny over there. They want to buy their collection.
Muscles.
They don't want to put the work in for it, but they want the 100% return back out of it, but they didn't work for it.
Now to back that up though, Danny worked.
He did work. I'm not going to say
he worked his ass off.
I'm only busting Danny's balls. He worked his ass off, flashing big wads of cash is what he did.
Damn, Christine, tell me how it really is.
And that's the thing. Like, I don't know. I guess I still look at it the old school. Ozzy said on a video not that long ago, and he said it great. You're going to invest in this hobby one of two ways. You're going to invest your time or you're going to invest your wallet.
Yeah.
And if you can afford to invest your wallet and skip a few steps on the ladder, go ahead. But if you can't afford that, don't look at the bigger guys and think that you're not equal to them because you can't afford to be where they are. You just need to invest differently, and that is your time. So if you invest your time, it might take you a few more years to get to where you are as they are, but you can get there.
I always thought it was like video games with like in-game purchases, right? You can buy an in-game purchase, you buy all the armor. buy all the shit, throw your wallet down, or you grind the game and get to the end by completing it, by putting all them hours into it. This hobby is no different to me. You can grind it. You'll never lose if you don't quit. You'll never lose. You buy this, you buy that. I don't care if you bought a $5,000 snake. You breed for 15 years to get your money back. But if you quit, you're losing.
Yeah.
So
No, I agree 100%. I mean, I don't I don't have a whole bunch of extra money just laying around. I've got to play the time game, but I enjoy every clutch that I produce during playing the time game. Like that Exante clutch I had this year, that was like freaking striking gold for me. And that just gave me even more excitement for like the double head stuff I've growing up.
Like brown gold.
Yep.
Yeah, brown gold. Yes,
No, you
brown.
just invested
The
in
day
the
I-
wrong
The
exact.
day I don't get excited about some clutch hatching is the day I need to quit. The day I get up in a clutch hatch and I go, this sucks. That's the day I need to quit.
For John
I say
and
that all the time when I cut clutches.
I guess I'm going to age myself with this one, but when we were growing up, the biggest saying was time to make the donuts.
Oh, yeah.
The day this becomes that is the day I will walk away.
Mm-hmm.
The day that I don't make any money, that's when I walk away.
Then you need to walk away now because you're not making it.
I'm still making money, so I'm staying.
He's just changing what's making his money.
Wait till I see you next time. Oh, are we live? Yeah.
Ash said a lot of the time that's because of the unstable prices of morphs.
Well, yeah.
Can you elaborate on that?
Cool.
The comment, it was unstable prices. I mean, I'll have a snake that Kumboka will put out. I'll have it for 500. He'll have it for 2,500. Is that what they mean? The unstable part?
Maybe. I was thinking he was just. I took it as 1 year you're at 10,000, the next year you're at 5,000, and the next year you're trying to give the thing away.
Well, that's why you see a lot of breeders go out. This is going to be the time of a lot of breeders going out, a lot of COVID breeders going out.
Does this make any sense to anybody? People buy a snake, right? Say it's $500. Well, it grows up 3 years and you feed it. And they make a clutch and put it to, say, a common fire, right? Okay, we're not even going to say exam A. They expect to make their money back the first year they bought that snake for X amount of dollars. Why? Why would you expect to make all your money back on one thing when you could have that snake for 30 years, keep making X amount of money on that snake every year for 30 years if you bred it for a 30-year lifespan of a snake? Why does everybody think to make all that money back the first time you pair it? Yes, the money's going to drop. Yes, the morph's going to be unpopularized in 3 years, basically, what somebody's talking about. But if you add the gene now that's popular on the other side, that morph you bought 3 years ago, the sky's the limit. You can make 10 times the money on that one snake you bought if you put the right gene to it. I think a lot of the mistakes that are made in this hobby is they don't put the right stuff together to capitalize on what they did. They want to buy a normal for $50, but they want to make $700 on the clutch. Because I bought a male that was worth $700. It's like, it doesn't work that way, guys. It took 3 years to get here. You bought that for $700 3 years ago. It's worth $200 today. Bump it up. Buy another snake worth $700. Slap them together, and maybe now you're making a $1,400 clutch. That happens a lot.
But
and
if you don't make
about it all the time.
If you don't make the money back in the first clutch, it's like you're doing something wrong. At least by the second clutch of that snake, you should have all the money made back.
Well, if you're pairing it right.
That's what John's saying.
You have to have the other end.
Right.
You know how many people I've seen buying? I'll have an example. I have a black pewter double head clown pie. Or clown, whatever. Clown goats. And they'll buy that snake. They're like, I'm like, where you going to put it to? They're like, oh my God, I got a pastavi at home. I'm like, what? And I'm like, I'm going to make myself some double heads. I'm like, well, first of all, they're going to be all 50% of double heads. So you have to keep every goddamn one of them and pray to God that the head went into both of them. And I was like, that's 6, 7 babies. Just save an 8-egg clutch, whatever. 6 to 8-egg clutch. You have to keep them all back. And I said, by the way, if you do that, they're all $25 babies. And you're going to have to feed them for 3 years, right? Or just say $25 to $50 babies. I was like, you know how many rats it's going to take to freaking make that snake for 1 year? They look at me and go, wow. That's $100, right? Low end, $100. $100 for 3 years. It's $300 you got to put in that damn snake that's a possible double head. But if they would have bought out and bought a normal double head clown pie and would have bought my snake and threw them up together, now you have a shot. But then they'll bitch about it at the end. It didn't prove out. It didn't do this. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it was a double head to a normal. What do you do? I think it's the people don't understand.
Shut up, Chad.
Wait,
Hey,
you don't
Chad.
breed double heads
It's
to
the
normal?
Sapphire Queen.
Right.
There she
There was
is.
a time at snake shows, like I feel bad because, like I said, these people come up with the dopes and dreams in their head, but they didn't put all the pieces together because they did research, but they didn't do enough. They're really buying these males or these females, but they're putting the wrong stuff to them, and they're really crying when it didn't do what they wanted to do, souring at all the new people getting in, going, it's just not worth it. It's $100 to make relax. But the market's overpriced.
And I think the people that stay in it are the ones that learn from that lesson.
Right.
And then the ones that get out of it are the ones who just bitch and cry and be like, this isn't for me.
Right. It's,
Hey, we're back to
weed
that.
out all the weak and all the stupid idiots. It is. At this time, you're going to find out who's going to be staying here for quite a while.
I do believe people are learning. I think people are more advanced now than ever before. But I also think a lot of people are being left in the dust because they just don't get what's going on.
They can't, yeah.
They
So I'm
can't
sure you guys had.
A lot of people don't have their own imagination, so
Yeah.
they will follow the leader with everything. I get, like, you see a snake, you like that more, you want to replicate that more. That's fine and good, but if you can't get past that to make that more better with your own other genetics or your own thought or your own mind, you're going to stay there. It's kind of like Danny and his Batman. He just constantly keeps just putting them genes together, but he doesn't want to add another gene.
It's going to have two new Batmans this year. We stop busting Danny's balls. People are going to think you're serious.
Wait a minute, I made a yellow belly Batman. I made a lesser yellow belly
That's your
Batman.
Batman, yeah.
He made the yellow belly by accident.
Oh, you're really going to get it next time.
We brought Christina in to roast the hell out of Danny today. This is great. Just calming him down.
All right. Well, how about what's your guys' thoughts on Morph Market and Herb Socials? What are you laughing about, Danny?
He's like base. He's like,
No, he's laughing about Morph Market.
I talked enough, and I'm just gonna say I love what Morph Market's doing. I'll let everybody else go. You guys freaking take the stage.
Yeah, no
I
comment.
don't use Herb Social, but I like Morph Market.
I think what Darian's doing is amazing, personally.
See, I'm curious. My thing is, all right, and anybody that's smarter than me on this board, which all of you are, correct? Like, I look at it. Darian was put out something about, he's got so many hits on all these different memes, and it's attracting all these people and this and that. Okay, you're attracting all these people, or all these people are seeing these things. Just because they see it doesn't mean that they're coming over and buying anything.
Oh, they're coming over and
Think about it this way, though, Jeremy. Listen,
brutalizing.
I'm gonna say this quick. Think about it this way. I was interested in Batman when it came out. I couldn't afford Batman, but what did I do? I waited years. I got one from Danny. Price came down, but I got one because I was interested in it. But if I wasn't in this hobby and bouncing around all the noise, I probably would have never bought one, right? At least they're getting into the platform now. Whether it's today they're freaking jamming on, buying everything up or doing whatever they're doing, maybe 2 years from now they do. It's in their ear. It's in their face. It's being brought attention to. The memes are funny. You know how many people I have like, I didn't even know Morph Market exists. Half of our customer base is show based. Everybody goes, "You got a Morph Market store?" I hear it all the time. I'm like, well, yeah. I mean, I don't have much on it because I sell so much of shows, but now that you guys are really gonna pay attention to Morph Market, well, hell, I need to get them snakes online now because now you're looking. All of my customer base from shows didn't even know what Morph Market was. That's they were watching videos on YouTube and all that stuff. So I think what Darian's doing right now, he's making buzz. Not about today. It's about 2 years from now. It's about 4 years. And that's, like I said, everybody's going to forget all the dumb memes. Everybody's going to forget all the freaking bullshit that went on with it. But people are going to know what Morph Market is because it's so talked about. Because now it's going to be like, yo, check out my Morph Market store. I still forget to this day at shows to go, check me out on Morph Market. I'm just like, I don't even bring it to my attention. The more and more this goes on, I'm like, hold on, I do got one. Go check out my Morph Market store. Like, because now it's in my head.
Right. I agree. I think what he's doing is he's bringing awareness to the public, the people who didn't know about Morph Market. And to be honest, when I joined Morph Market, I didn't buy anything right away. It took me like 2 years of just scouring Morph Market and just browsing before I actually made a purchase. So the people that he's bringing in, you're not going to see an immediate impact, right? You might see a little bit, but it might take some people quite a while to make the plunge and buy something.
How many of you guys sell a snake to somebody for $50? Next thing you know, you're down the road to find $1,000 animal.
Yep.
I know that happens to me all the time. I mean, all the time. I'm like, it's their first snake. They're buying her for their little daughter, and all of a sudden, the dad caught interest, and he's like, "I love this shit. I'm gonna buy like." Next thing you know, they're buying 6, 7, 8 snakes in a row. I call that striking the iron when it's high.
That comes back to steering people in the right direction.
Right.
I don't know, man. You sell a snake for $50. They'll just come back to you and be like, "Hey, do you have another snake for $50?"
Well, sometimes yes, but most of the time no, because these guys will hit me up, right? And they don't know anything about breeding. They don't even know what head it is at this point. Next thing you know, they start watching Bar Check, start watching Dave Kaufman, start watching Trevor, right? Start understanding, geez, well, they'll start from Morph Market. They start seeing these prices of Justin Gabolka snakes. They're like, "John, can you make something very similar to that?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah." Because I'm going to buy that. And I've had more sales like that in this duration. Not. Literally, I'll sell them a fire yellow by $50 male. You know what I mean? Like, okay, it's a pretty snake, right? It's gorgeous. But now they're like, "Man, I really like that clown gene. I got a fire clown, $300, $400, whatever they all cost at that time in the market. Buy that. Yeah. What male we want to put to it? How about a black pastel lesser clown? $600. Now all of a sudden they're $1,000 invested. Oh my God, you see the desert ghost gene? $500. Boom, I'm buying that. Now I need a male for it. Snowball effect over and over and over again. That's what customer base is. That's why we are what we are.
Yeah. And selling them that $50 snake is what triggers that snowball effect.
Right.
There was a comment in the chat just a minute ago that it happens at the shows all the time. People come to the shows just to look. We hear it all the time. I'm here to do my research. I'm here to look and everything else. And that's what Darian is doing. Shut up, Danny. That's what Darian is doing with Morph Market. He's bringing the people there to look. Let them do their research. Let them look at certain things. And then, eventually they'll buy. Whether it's off of Morph Market or they go to a show, eventually they will buy if they're interested.
Yeah, they'll get interested. They'll realize that what they want isn't available locally. So the only way they can get it is if they get it ordered from somebody else. And that's
right.
And the fact that they had a taste of Morph Market, the fact that they know it exists, now it seems more palpable to order, right? And then when you go on there, you're gonna every big purchase you make, you're pulling the Band-Aid off. Now, like you buy a $500 snake, you pull the Band-Aid off. All of a sudden, an $800 snake doesn't seem that expensive anymore. You buy that one, and then all of a sudden, a $1,200 snake doesn't seem that expensive anymore.
I told her when we got in, I looked at her, I said, "There'll be never a day I spend $1,000 on a snake." I was dead serious. I said, "Dad, I spent $1,000 on a snake." Yeah, I lost my fucking mind. I said, "They're all ball pythons, right? They're just different colors." I was like, "They got all these cool snakes for like $200. Why the hell would I ever buy a $1,000 snake?" A couple years later, $3,000 snake. It's like, what the hell? the motorcycle payment. It's like you can buy a bike for that. You can buy like a cheap car. But I was doing it like, there you go.
Right.
But next thing you know, that snake might be worth $1,000. But guess what? I got to breed it to get that $3,000 breast back.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you don't freaking not breed it and not keep going, you always get the investment back. And once you sell and don't breed, it's where you lose. You buy that $5,000, you never breed it, you lost $5,000. Like,
we just had a lady at the show a couple shows ago. She was talking to John about some snakes, and she was like, "I like these scenes. I just found out what Morph Market is, and this is only like my second show, but I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna check out Morph Market and see if I can find the snake cheaper." But he just found out what it was, and now he wants to look. You're just bringing, like you said, awareness to a different avenue for it, and for people to actually look.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'll be honest, guys. Listen, I'm probably look at this situation, this scenario with Morph Market different than most because my background and my business is marketing. Honestly, since Darian bought it, I found it to be rather comical. Not because of what Darian's doing, but because of people's reaction to what Darian's doing. To be honest with you, the people that knew about Morph Market are those of us who are in the industry. And that's it. To be honest with you, I don't know the exact numbers, but I can almost guarantee there was almost no new enthusiasts coming into the market because of Morph Market prior to all of this. I can't tell you how many people that have seen me ship out a snake and not even know that you could ship a snake, let alone that there's a website that you sell the snake on. Like, I think everybody needs to stop for a second and realize that we are all living in this world, but the rest of the world has no idea that this even exists. So when people see what Darian's doing and get all bent out of shape, if you really pay attention, it's mostly people that have been in this industry a long time and don't like change. To sum it up, they don't like the change. That's why they're upset. But the truth is, it's really not based in anything factual. It's not based in, I see all these people, since Darian came in, my Morph Market sales have tanked. Guys, it's just coincidental. I'm sure Darian buying that company, how do you think he felt? He bought a company and probably looked at the numbers and said, wow, this is pretty dismal. I need to get these numbers up, or this won't be a profitable thing long term. I need to bring awareness to it. Everybody complaining about it, but I find it comical. Here we are talking about it. And that's the same situation that's happening all over this country because of it. People always say all publicity is good publicity, right? All the drama, all this stuff. This is what they mean by that. From a marketing perspective, if somebody comes to you and says, oh my God, did you see what Darian posted today? And you say, no, no, I haven't seen it. Most likely they're going to go look and see what Darian said today, right? It's going to drive traffic. Whether they agree with it or they don't agree with it, it drives traffic. And the people getting all upset about it doesn't matter that he shared his memes get way more coverage. That's just not true. It's not true, guys. From a marketing perspective, somebody who understands how these websites work, I'm telling you right now that those shares do matter. They do matter. Is there a lesser percentage of people, if that's shared 10,000 times, it's not about the 10,000 times that somebody saw it. It's about the 1% of them that actually showed interest in it. So, yes, to Jeremy's point, yes, he's driving a certain amount of traffic to that site that doesn't give a crap about Morph Market. But I promise you, there's a percentage of that does. There's a percentage of that will come back to Morph Market and shop for animals. There is a percentage of that, you know, it does make a difference. So, you know, you may not like it. You may not like his approach to it. But I can tell you from a marketing perspective, it does work, or else he wouldn't be doing it. You know, this guy isn't some guy just showed up here on the scene that's never run a business before. You know, so at the end of the day, I think everybody needs to take a step back. You know, there's a lot of platforms that you can sell on. I use the Husbandry Pro. I like the new site that they launched. I like this Herp Social. I think it has a lot of potential. I think Morph Market still also has a lot of potential. But I'll be honest with you, I sell snakes probably 30 to 1 at shows. So what does that tell you? You know, I bet everybody on here probably sells significantly more at shows than they do on any of these platforms.
Yeah.
All that tells me is that all of these platforms need to get better.
I look at it this way. We just did a 20-minute segment on Morph Market.
Right. It's exactly my point. Right.
Doing something. We literally talked about this among us 7 people.
Right.
About it.
I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about. I'm on King Snake.
I mean, Danny's
he was on King
over there,
Snake.
but you know.
See, I like the Herp Social idea as far as it being linked to Husbandry Pro. I like the fact that I could just send animals over to it. I don't have to do all that extra work of listing it. It's just a couple clicks and it's done.
I mean,
now, the traffic isn't there yet, though. That's the only issue with it. The traffic isn't there yet.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't looked at it yet.
But I'm hoping there's more outlets, Jeremy, in the future too. I hope Morph Market isn't the end all. I hope Husbandry Pro does it. I hope another company comes out and does it. It gives us more outs as breeders.
Oh,
absolutely. Like I can have stuff here and there. Like I'm not, you know what I mean? The more outlets there are, the better it all is for all of us.
Yep.
Craigslist.
No.
The best way to
describe
Herp Social is it's basically like Facebook, but you can sell on it, essentially.
We'll see. Like I said, I really I think there's big things in the future heading to the future with a lot of this stuff.
We're in a new world than we were in 10 years ago. Like
even 5 years ago, shit, even 3 years ago.
Social is huge with the way the world works.
And I'm still way behind on it too. So it's very hard for my old guys to understand it, but I'm trying.
Chad, we're talking about a different kind of snake, Chad.
So the more platforms, the better. Is the way I look at it.
I'm a very one-on-one, hands-on kind of guy. I'm at a show, you come up, talk to me, I'll talk to you all day at the show. Literally. This new online stuff is different for me, but I'm trying to figure it out because this is the new world.
Well, it's in all honesty though, it's hard to keep up with everything. Like I keep wanting to explore more on the Herp Social stuff, and I just can't find the time to freaking do it, dude. Like I legit cannot find the time to play around with it enough to make more use out of it than just throwing animals over and every once in a great while throwing up a picture.
I think Husbandry Pro is the best thing since sliced bread, but do you know how many times I've been on it? I go do my thing that I got to do. Put my animals, my pairing, basically what they laid, and then I don't look at it again until the next one because I don't have the time to sit there and I don't understand it either 100%. Like it's still okay.
There's a lot to it though. There's a lot to husbandry,
and you know what I mean. I know stuff about all this stuff, so I can imagine new people coming in how difficult it is to navigate through exactly how to do stuff.
Well, we made the mistake and didn't do Husbandry Pro years ago, and we just sat down and did it, and I had to sing input 500 plus snakes.
And it was the best thing we've ever done doing this, technology-wise.
One by one. So I'm still going through that whole process. Now that they're in, okay, I can do this with this snake and this with that snake.
Thank God for us, we got a guy like Nathan. I can pick up the phone and text him and go, Nate, how the hell do I do this? But I can get where like some of these people are frustrated, but
I need to learn to monetize my support.
Yeah,
IPP tech service.
Start a timer every time somebody contacts you.
Yeah.
Nate was definitely the savior, helping us get with the Husbandry Pro.
Chris, you on that Husbandry Pro yet?
No, sir.
Oh, look at you. Locust, blue.
Hacking.
I hear about it all the time.
He needs
That's
to click that
Danny with all-
affiliate link, doesn't he? It's in the description, Chris. Just click it.
I know. Kind of holding out to
In the
see
same
what
boat,
Morph
Chris.
Market does. I want to see what Morph Market does.
Todd, are you on it? Did you do the Morph Market yet?
No, I'm just on Morph Market. The way I see it, like, I think, do you guys remember way back when Comcast only provided cable and Verizon only provided phone service,
Oh yeah.
and then they crossed into each other's domain? Well, that's kind of what's happening now, right? Like Husbandry Pro came out and it was like a management system, and Morph Market was like, you know, a sales system. But now they're crossing into each other's domain. So I like to see what's going to come out. I just hope that it's not going to cause a divide. But you know, I hope that they can play nice.
That was actually a really good analogy.
Very good.
It was very good.
I remember that. So we switched to Verizon from Comcast because Comcast was bullshit tricks, and I remember that.
Brandon, what part of husbandry stopped working for you? Or how long ago was it? Because like anytime there's an issue, like Robert's very prompt with, and the whole team there, they're very prompt with trying to.
Yeah, I deal with software companies on the daily. They're definitely, I would never say that they're not responsive. They are probably one of the most I've ever dealt with.
That's one thing I'll give Husbandry Pro. Like between the company itself with the information and Billy, who's the advocate for it.
Yeah.
And questions can be answered pretty quickly if you reach out.
Yeah. And plus, I mean, I don't want to say his Brandon, your thing with more doesn't always equal better, but more like this husbandry gives you the capabilities to do anything. You don't even have to use it for freaking snakes or lizards or whatever. You can use it to keep track of your, you know, your oil change.
I'm leaving.
We're a perfect example of that, Jeremy. Like I don't do feedings, I don't do sheds, but I have every snake listed with a little picture of them, of what they are. And when I go to pair them, I literally take male, female, and it does a little egg box. Snakes are already automatically programmed into it with all the little babies. Then I name them. Like I said, it's a little clutch ass made, like a Super Orange Dream Ultra Male. That alone was worth its weight in gold for a person like me, that you literally have an ID number for every snake you make throughout the history of. I can go back 5 years now and go, that snake made this. Look what the hell popped out, because I have so many hidden genes basically in my stuff that I don't know. We'll get back to that conversation, but whoa, what happened here? Oh, that was from this. I can go back and be like, oh shit, that's been happening all the time. I just didn't realize it. That's why I'm pro. I can literally, everything has a number and a place now.
And plus your show displays now as well.
Yeah, everything's
QR codes being able to be displayed there.
It's
customers have their questions answered.
It took us a long time because we have a lot of snakes, and I know that can be discouraging for anybody getting in, but it does take a little bit of time. But once you're done, it's amazing, absolutely amazing. It's the best technology thing we've done to date that I'm happy with.
Yeah, I mean, I have no issues. I have no issues at all with it. So I'm surprised. Sorry to hear that you had a bad experience there, Brandon, but
I had a couple bad experiences. Nate talked me off a ledge.
So what you're saying is that Brandon should give Nathan a call.
Maybe give Nathan a call.
Give Nathan, and yeah, because
1-800
I've
Nathan.
never had any issues.
I'm watching the chat and I can see it looks like he was using Firefox, which you know.
What is that, not supported by Husbandry Pro?
I sense your sarcasm there, buddy.
Well, I have a lot easier time on my cell phone than I even do the iPad or even laptop. So maybe try that route.
Shit, I'm still using Abacus. I can't use Husbandry Pro.
Danny, I was just impressed that you even used the code.
For you, anything. If you were selling TP, I would use it.
Like even Danny with them geckos, man. Like Joey and Paul use it for Husbandry Pro for the geckos. It's so simple when you get into it.
Listen, I don't want to be tied to this. All right?
Really? Because every show I've ever been to, you are literally tied to that.
I'm
Always
killing
fighting
zombies.
a
That's
ninja
the-
or something on
Right.
it. Every
Danny,
freaking
Danny,
time
Danny.
for a zombie.
Danny, what do you mean you don't be tied at?
Yeah.
Explain this to me. This motherfucker, I can't. I don't do this for freaking His Ninja Pro. I put the shit in and I go like this. It's over. I'll do a little bit of ultrasound and I'll go like this.
You ran out of screwball.
Husband,
I do hear that. It's funny. I hear that so much. I talk to people about Husbandry Pro. Everybody says, I don't have time to do that. I don't know.
time to write out a whole sentence, X amount of pairing, put it on a card, exit, write all that bullshit on a card, stick it on the bin with freaking Velcro. You have time for all that bullshit.
He's got
Right.
time.
Turn it to Velcro glue.
You know why, though? You know why? I know what it is. Because I think they really enjoy their arts and crafts time, and it cuts into that.
There you go. Or what?
I love my painter's tape.
Or Nate,
Got my
you
tape.
got it down to he needs to move the tag a millimeter this way for this, and a millimeter this way for that, and it's got to be on the Asian right, as he says. He's got time for all that.
Danny, you do this as long as I have. You have enough fucking pamphlet booklets, like, you know, you write in everything and the pages fall out of it. You do that enough times, this Husband Pro's amazing. It's got literally stuck together inside.
Collection.
Yo, guys, stop talking. Chris is getting nervous at the bottom. I don't know if anybody picked up on it, but he's actually like getting nervous down there because he has libraries of books with all this stuff.
Chris, I'm about to pick up my phone and go show you my library of books. Like,
Not bad, bud.
I did everything by hand for years.
dude,
Everything.
we did weights, pairing, egg lay, and then there's pages, freaking upside books. But the pages rip out because I'm opening them all the time going, what the fuck was that pairing? Oh, shit. Number 16, row A. Oh, fuck, I messed that up. I put the wrong shit in. It was a different mail.
John finally put my highlighters away. I've had colors. You know, orange meant this, pink meant that, blue meant this. I mean, colors have been my best friend for 10 years. Up until Husbandry Pro.
Anybody watching this, invest a couple cents a day. Get it. You
Click
will
the
not.
link.
Yeah, hit Jeremy's link. 30 days free. I swear, if you do this shit right and actually want to pay attention to it, you'll never turn back. And I'm old school as it gets. Like these guys, every one of these guys will tell you that know me in here. I'm old school as it gets. It changed my life doing this. 100%. I've saved thousands of hours freaking year not doing this shit by hand. So I don't know.
God damn it, Kai fell asleep. Oh, wait, he's awake again.
Just stretching my neck.
Thing goes too, I mean, like you just said, there's no more flipping pages. You scan a freaking QR code, and you've got everything at the tip of your finger right then and there. There's no trying to find that thing's record sheet from last year or the year before or whatever.
I got people hit me up from 2020 and go, I bought this snake from so-and-so. You sold them this. And I'm like, they want to know what happened. And I'm like, oh, shit. That's a 2020 book. You know how many pages fell that goddamn book? I'm not even sure they're still there. Water spilled on them, and they're all crinkled up in a belt book like. I'm like, yeah, here we go.
Danny, did you take off tomorrow just because you had to do this show?
Yes.
No, because I was supposed to be off all last week. Remember, I went to work Monday.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha.
Don't let him lie to you. He took off just for the show.
I got 7 weeks vacation.
I'm happy.
You don't need to rub it in.
I was waiting for. I gotta go.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
I'm surprised they haven't got up for a smoke break yet.
Sorry for a commercial.
We're all done with commercials, Chris. He's screwed.
I think that last whole segment was a commercial.
That last whole segment wasn't planned either. All right. Now, here's my last topic that I have, and I don't know if you guys have anything else you guys want to talk about or if anybody in the chat has questions. But what are your – because all of us here, I do believe, for the most part, have diversity in our collection as far as working multiple species, even different types of reptiles and stuff. So what was your reasoning behind doing that?
Not it.
No, you are it, Dane, just because you said not it.
I feel like I've been talking all show. That's why I'm going to be quiet. Like,
Yeah, I wasn't even paying attention to the question, so there.
Variety, Jeremy. How's that?
Yeah, variety.
Because variety. I mean, listen, most of us do a fair amount of shows, and like I said earlier, you don't know what the person walking by your table that day is after. So having variety on your table works, especially if you do a good amount of shows.
yep. I'm not going to lie. I would do everything and anything if I could, if I had the room. I don't know warehouses from as far as your eyes can see. I got into this because I liked all the reptiles. I like everything. So down to geckos, lizards, turtles, tortoise. Well, that's why I got snakes. I got snakes to get over my fear, but I really like the lizard stuff when we started. The diversity is basically just comes down to what you like, and like work it because you like it. Like you said earlier, you messes with the spot nose. We used to do spot nose years ago, or not spot nose, us spotted. They're awesome little snakes. They're neat. They're not the most like oh my god in your face snakes, but like the temperaments of them and everything are just so cool. So if you like working with that stuff, do it. Yep. Like I got Woma pythons. Like I generally enjoy Woma pythons. I think their personalities are phenomenal. I think they're funny as hell. I got some that are common. I got some that will rip your freaking head because they just think everything's food. But I generally like that kind of snake. Same thing as Mexican king snakes. I work them too. But nobody really knows. We're known for pythons, but I have them. I love them. Scaleless. You said you're scared. I love them. Like
I'm not scared of scales. They freak me out, man. They just freak me out.
They freak you out.
Like, I'm sorry, a snake is meant to have scales in them when they just feel weird. Like, they feel cool, but they feel weird.
Oh, you keep snakes for how they feel?
Don't you, Danny? So that's why you went to the crested geckos.
We went back to
it was a little bit smoother with a little bit of ribbage.
Scaleless.
Like, crested geckos and gargoyle geckos. That's stuff we started out with. I generally enjoyed them, but I didn't have the room for them until I cut back a little bit of the ball python stuff. So, it's basically whatever you like, man. Work it. Diversity is amazing. I love that we can just go basically at our fingertips get anything we want at these shows and stuff and online. I think it's great.
I've definitely, like Nathan said, you need different variety in your stuff, in your table. You can't just have ball pythons,
Like you guys work the carpet python stuff, like that's so fun.
Dude, the whole reason I got into the carpets, one, I always wanted one, but it was like the first one was more of getting it for like a disposal unit, so to speak, because let's face it, ball pythons kind of every once in a while you are going to have them go on their little strikes where they don't want to eat anything.
Like Chris has probably the most diverse collection here of like stuff he has, which is amazing. When I went over there with the cookout and stuff, the stuff he had, I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, if I had the room, like this shit was awesome. He got awesome stuff. I wish I could work. I mean, what I would have
T negative, that thing.
Oh yeah, that was probably the coolest snake I've seen in the last year. Was your neck?
Yeah,
your Bella. Like I was sitting there, like kind of had a little bit of drool on the side of my face, going, yeah, I liked it. I want one of those. I don't got nowhere to put it though, so it's like I'll be able to go over his house and check it out. That's cool. The pine snake I never worked. You have a lot of that stuff. That's awesome.
They're fun. They're definitely wild.
Yep.
I definitely see how the variation, definitely just being more versatile has definitely helped, because even at the shows, when you have that array of table, you always, you have them guys at the table, you see them coming and they're beeline and they're like,
they don't know where to stop looking. They're like, hold on, he got this. Hold on, he got this. Hold on, he got this.
But you have guys that come up to you too and they're like, you got any pine snakes? And you're like, what? Like you're not sure what they're on, or they're just like, hey, you got any Mexican black kings? And you're like, oh, I only have a few left. So you definitely get that eclectic crew of definitely everybody else looking for other things. So it's not like they just see ball python on your table and just keep cruising. Yeah. So I think that kind of definitely helps in the long run.
It does definitely stop people.
Yeah.
I say if you can work it and you can fit it into your schedule and fit into your budget and all that stuff, I definitely say work what you can if you like it. Work everything you can, because why not? You like it. It's about you, and at the end of the day, it's your room. You're the one taking care of them. You're the one freaking dealing with these snakes every day. Yep. You have to love doing it, doing them to do this.
No, you're exact.
All right, don't do it because of the money. Like, trust me. Like, don't get into a project because of the money, because it's shit. That can end up really bad. The Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch. Sorry, Phil. I'm pointing out. No, hold on. There we go. I couldn't figure out which angle.
I notice how you guys all use your thumb to point.
There we go.
But no, like for me with the carpets, like to me, nothing stands out more than a carpet python. A big, bright black and yellow freaking snake. I mean, it jumps at you.
Yeah.
It'll stop just about anybody walking by, in my opinion.
Can you see yellow?
Hell yeah, I can see yellow.
Here's a question.
Just wait a couple years, Danny. I'm getting some ivory jungles, hopefully this year. They're going to be black and white, so it'll be just back to normal now.
Everybody here is primarily a ball python breeder. What's their favorite other species? Like, obviously, Jeremy, you're carpets, right?
Dude, in all honesty, carpets are my favorite.
Okay, well, there you go. Or even okay the ball.
To me, the carpets outweigh the balls, but I love working with the ball pythons, too. It's just the carpets make my stuff. Like, I was interacting with them.
I was the Mexican black king snake here. I like my Mexican black king snakes probably more than I like any ball python in this room.
John likes getting musked.
Yeah, I love
them.
The
funky Cole Medina.
Nice and stinky.
They can be.
Why do you think I got rid of my pair of Mexican king snake to Nathan?
You're Christine. Her favorite species is a bow, and we don't even own one anymore.
What?
Yeah. Danny got rid of them to me and someone else, and then Chris ended up taking both of them.
No, I took just the male.
We used to have nothing but bows.
Oh, you don't have what's his name's female?
No, didn't Yancey take the female?
Yeah, but I thought he gave that to you.
No, I didn't take it. No,
somebody did.
Yeah, I got rid of both female, a pair of Mexican black king to Nathan. Sharon only wanted the male, but I pawned the female off.
Yep.
How about you, Phil? You haven't talked in a while. Mr. First Show. Let's go.
I chose spotted pythons because of efficiency, because they complementarily keep the exact same as ball pythons. So ambient temp wise, enclosures, everything, they're the exact same. I mean, I used to have a pretty eclectic collection like Chris back in the day, where I had a little bit of everything. And anybody that knows that keeping 8 to 10 species in one room is a challenge. So
that's what
I just went with, what complements a ball python's requirements. And then I really like Australian stuff, and I saw everybody working with things, and I wanted to be a little bit different. And I chose spotted pythons, but I like them a lot.
How about you, Guy?
Well, in my name that says Royals, that's pretty much all ball python. When I'll tell you the story. Like when I decided to go into ball pythons, knowing who I am and the way I think, I knew that I was going to start wandering into other species, right? And so, to keep myself focused, I purposely put Royals in the name, and that was just to keep myself focused. And I knew it was only like temporary. There's a story that I heard, and to keep it short, it goes something like, if you have one idea and to make it successful, it might take you 2 years, and you'll get the rewards out of it. If you have 100 ideas and you want to work all of them and be successful at all of them, you might never achieve any rewards in your entire lifetime. So that was kind of like, and it doesn't mean you can't do other things. It just means that you should probably focus on one at a time rather than spread yourself too thin. And so when I started with just ball pythons. I'm at a point now where I do have other species, but they're really just to keep myself sane, right, from working ball pythons all the time. So yeah, I have like 5 other species that I work with, but I haven't bred them yet. I think maybe next year I might be able to breed boas. Jeremy, you know about the boas that I have.
I was just gonna ask you, how's that boa doing, dude?
She's great. Pitch black now.
Dude,
yeah,
she
so boas will be.
when she left.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think the next species I'll be able to breed will be boas, and then after that, I don't know. I think it's going to be a toss up between retics and bloods.
Your philosophy, exact philosophy I took, is how I turned into a ball python breeder. When we moved, I had everything. I had a lot like Chris. We had sailfin dragons, tegus, you name it. I had it. I wanted to try it. Like I bought everything and anything under the sun just to have it. Carpet. I had diamond pythons, rainbow boas. When we moved in, we moved into a little smaller space. We got to do one thing, and I'm gonna do one thing the best of my ability. It was false. But then we got back into this other species now a little bit, starting to branch back out because basically where my heart's at is like all reptiles. It's like
that was my concern, because I knew that I would spread myself thin across all because I do aquarium stuff. I do fish, and I was doing like cold water species, tropical species, aggressive fish, predatorial fish, saltwater, marine reefs. Like I was doing all of it, and it was like okay, I'm successful here, but then when I move over to this thing, I kind of lose interest of that one, and then that tank kind of crashes. So I was like, I don't want that to happen with these animals. So that's why it took me. I think I'm on my 6th or 7th season with ball pythons. On my 6th season with ball pythons is when I decided to entertain some other species.
That's what that man up there did. He came from saltwater coral to this.
Yeah, I know. We have some similarities. We don't just look the same.
Oh shoot!
How many species do you have now, John?
Got hogs, horns, kings, womas, cresties, guards, and balls.
So how many is that?
He has no more room for anything else. Trust me. He has no
but
more
I only have a couple of the other ones. Like I'm not gonna.
Yeah, they're just like to dabble in, right?
Right. I have 5 hognose. I have 3 scaleless corn snakes again. 3 Mexican blacks. 3 womas. Or 5 king snakes. Yeah, 3
geckos. You have leopard geckos.
I have a partner in that, so that works a lot better. Like, if anybody doesn't know, we do a lot with Joey and Paulie, so they basically took over the gecko division of this. We take the babies and take care of the babies. They do the adults, so it works out really well with that for room purposes and just function. But we concentrated with the geckos with the balls. It'd be 24 hours a day. It's already 20 hours a day now. It'd be 20. I would never. So I had somebody at least we trust that we can do this with, which is hard in this hobby, as everybody well knows. Like you gotta be careful who you trust and what you're doing and all that stuff. But said they're basically family at this point, like many years.
Oh, good.
So yeah, you can spread yourself real thin doing too much. I definitely understand that.
I know, right? Yeah. So you want to set yourself up for success. So sometimes it takes a little sacrificing of what you want to do in order to be successful at one thing. How about the rest of you guys? How many species does everyone else have?
I've just got 2.
You have 2, Jeremy? Okay. And Danny, you have 3?
I got geckos. I got leopard gecko, boa constrictor, hognose, ball pythons.
You're keep some turtles too, but
and roaches.
I don't know if that counts.
Roaches.
And roaches?
Are you breeding the roaches now, Danny?
Right there.
Gotta feed the geckos.
You breeding them? Are you breeding them to sell or breeding them for yourself?
No, just to feed them off because a lot of the geckos like the flat roaches, the
dubia.
The dubia.
Cuvias, yeah.
We did them for a while, breeding them to sell and maintain. They're easy, but you got to have the right conditions again. Like it's a whole nother thing you got to do. And
Yeah, you got to keep it dark. You got to keep it at a certain temperature. But in a gecko room, they do well, just enough to feed, not to colonize.
Anything breed-wise, it takes time. You got to put the effort in.
Yeah.
So we got a green tree too, but I don't count that as breeding. That's just.
I was ready to take that home with me.
Yeah, that's
John, do you breed rodents?
Dude, to make some babies.
Do you breed rodents, John?
Rodents? No, we don't. No, I don't have the room for
Rats and
rodents.
ASFs.
I actually have to buy my rodents, which is kind of hard. It hurts. But I honestly, God, I don't think I'd have the time to do rodents on top of everything we do.
You wouldn't.
So it's actually
It takes a lot. It takes a lot.
Not with a full-time job, you wouldn't have the time.
No.
I don't know how you do it, Chris. I really don't.
I only work like 3 days a week.
We're the same way with the painting. Like we're not even doing that hardly anymore. It's so much at this point. But yeah, like you got some shit going on there with all the species and the knowledge I have to do every species you have, plus the rodents. The balls is probably the cakiest thing for you.
Oh yeah. Lots of alarms on my phone.
Yeah.
I think we're like 8 to 10 species, and then within that the subspecies. So like the pine snakes, I have like northern, southerns, blacks, northern Mexicans. So there's like species, like subspecies within the species, like the bloods, Borneo, Sumatrans. So yeah. Adds up.
And it's in human room that's not talking right now. It's freaking Nathan. That motherfucker is anything. He works a full-time job, and he does all of his freaking species of animals, and does the motorcycle company on top of that. And that's still makes time for everybody and anybody to eat something. I will give him that. Like, I don't even know how he has enough hours in a day to do anything.
You just have to be mentally ill.
Mentally ill. You're right.
Correct.
And he does rodents.
I was gonna say,
Who's that? Who are we talking about?
Nathan.
Oh. I was like,
When he tells me what he does and like I said, I've known man now for like 4 years, I just look at him and go, "What the fuck? How?"
I do that every morning when I wake up. That's exactly what I say to myself.
Not this again.
And then when he goes to sleep, he's like, "Why? Why?"
And it's all 100% efficient. You go over his house, his freaking room spotless, his rat shed spotless, his house is spotless, and he freaking works all day. It's like, what the fuck? My house, I cleaned it up for y'all to come over to a picnic yesterday. It looked like an A-bomb hit this bitch.
That's great.
I worked an entire freaking week and a half, 10 hours a day, just to make it look kind of presentable for y'all. That ain't real. That's some make-believe bullshit.
Love it.
Well, I think that's how Nathan is able to work it, right? Is constantly maintain it, because once you let one thing slip,
Nathan's
it's
work
kind of ripple effect.
Yep.
You absolutely 100%. A little bit every single day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah, because you will fall behind. You can't. You'll never catch up.
Exactly.
Yes.
I'm in the room 7 days a
It'll
week.
also probably kill you very young. I'll let you know.
7 days a week, 8 hours a day. I'm usually in these two rooms. I have another baby room. So I said I let the yard get out of control. I had to do the bushes and shit. I'm sitting there having pickup trucks picking freaking tree branches out of my last week. I'm like, damn, man, I just let this go. It felt like only a couple months, but it was a year. You know what I mean? Like, I give anybody who can maintain and juggle a full-time job plus do the amount you do, like Nathan does. I got full-on respect for that. It's nuts. Same as you, Chris. All them rodents. I seen your setup. That's a lot of work.
Moving.
You do. I think with the rodents, so I think, at least for me, it's been that repetitiveness. Like, you must have a process.
Oh yeah,
You
you have
must
to.
stick to that process. And I think a lot of people struggle with it because they don't ever develop the process.
Yeah.
It's like, oh God, I got to go out and do rodents. For me, it's every single day I go out to the rodents and I spend a little bit of time. I'm not, and then once a week, I might spend a little more and, pulling babies or pulling litters. And then every other week I'm doing full cleaning, but it's that same schedule all the time. And I'm sure Chris and I have talked about it a lot. When it comes to you have to be that way because that gets out of control incredibly quickly.
Especially with the roads, man. You run out of water, you're dead in 2 days if you're not out there, especially with this heat. You got to check on them. I mean,
the amount of water they go through when it gets hot
They
is
rely on you.
absolutely unbelievable. It doesn't even seem possible.
Phil's right there, man. He knows.
Phil, do you do rodents too?
Yeah.
Let's
You do rodents too? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
How about you, Kai? Do you do rodents?
Yeah.
Everybody does rodents here, but me and Jeremy, I guess.
No, see, I like to keep everybody else in business breeding rodents.
I think I spend more money in rodents than I make a year, so you know. I'm like, oh, another $900 rodent bill. Oops.
That was just a week.
Yeah, that was like, and I'm gonna take this week off. I'm gonna everybody's like, you're starving your snakes. I'm like, they're eating every 2 weeks, damn it, shut up.
That's why all your snakes eat so well when they come here.
This fat camp up in here.
It's a lot easier for somebody to say they got, 50 snakes? Should be quiet over there.
He's got 5. He sold all his bulk like that.
He's got 5 snakes now?
What about shows? Anybody doing any big shows this year? Traveling, vending, anything?
So, yeah, Pat asked about if anybody's going to Tinley.
I'll be at
Gettysburg and Oaks.
You going to Tinley, Chris?
Yes.
You're
Are
vending?
you vending or just going down?
Just going to party. If you want to piggyback, you can come stay with us.
Which one are you going to?
October.
That's
When's
the
that
one
fall?
I go to, right? That's the
You
good
think
show.
can't go?
10th or something like that. And then Daytona, I forget what weekend that is. It's August, though.
Yeah, Robert from Husbandry was asking me if I was going to that. Give me 1 second, I'll tell you. I think it's like the 15th or something.
That or the third week.
Hold on, I'll tell you here in a minute. Hold on.
Doing them two.
If I'm
Daytona.
looking at $10 snakes, man, I might take you up on that.
19th and 20th.
19th to 20th. All right, perfect. Yeah.
I'm going to spend a lot of
Daytona.
damn freaking $10 snakes to get to Tinley.
Daytona is going to be a good time. Hey, as long as we got the place as long as you can get out there.
Oh, you got Airbnb?
Yeah, we're gonna get something. We got something out there we've been looking at. We didn't.
How many are you all going?
So far, it's just our family. We're taking the kids, me, the wife, and the kids. We're driving.
Is this going to be your first?
Yeah, first Tinley. Yeah.
I haven't been
Are
there
you doing the whole
Me either.
Friday show and everything?
Yeah, we're gonna get the VIPs going Friday, Saturday, Sunday, auction Saturday night. Hopefully, chill.
I
with
think you
Pat.
have to. Like, you have to. If you're traveling that far, like, I understand people who live nearby, they might do like the regular pass and just go one day. But for those of us who has to like drive hours or get on a plane to get a hotel or Airbnb, you have to get the VIP one to make it worth it, man.
Like, what's the
How long of a drive is it?
11 hours plus.
I think it was. You sure it's 11? I think it was only 9 hours from my place.
Yeah,
In
for you,
April,
it's like 2.5 hours away.
Is this guy for real right now?
He doesn't live near any of us, and he wants
Well, he's 2 hours from me.
Are you guys
He's
sure?
2 hours from all of us, and he's like, it's 2 hours earlier.
Yeah.
I did the math later. Okay, give me a break.
I don't know if my car can make it.
Nate, what are you doing in October?
I have a race that weekend.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
he can make October. We'll try to
Our
do
last race of the year.
I would try to go out this year, but I'm pretty sure Kara would kill me.
Fucking man.
Is that right? Come home to like nothing left in the snake room because she probably.
Karen will kill you for a poker night.
Like, I love to get out there, but it seems like Tinley always falls on Gettysburg, like in the other months.
Yeah.
March and the one in whatever now.
Oh, does it fall on Gettysburg this
Yeah,
year?
March usually does.
Well, March. Yeah, March always falls. What about the fall though? Does the fall on
I
Gettysburg?
don't know. It
No.
Well, no, it
usually
can't
doesn't.
because
No, it's
Yeah.
October, not November.
yeah.
Correct.
But what the hell's up? Not to change the subject, but what the hell's up with Oaks falling on the same day?
That's just the way the venues are scheduling and Marty not paying attention. Like, that's the only way I can explain it. Joe, Gettysburg has had their dates set for 3 years. He put that date in 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Marty has to do it every year, and he just gets the dates available. But he knows the dates, and he still proceeded to push
I
forward
think
with them.
Joe's dates are set for the next 5 years.
It's a 5-year plan now for Gettysburg, but it was 3 year when he started. So when the day he opened Gettysburg doors, he had to put a 3-year contract in for dates. They were set in stone.
Oh, wow.
Marty this year with COVID and all that stuff, it got flipped. So he got offered dates and decided to do them on them dates just because he didn't check with the local.
Agreed, Rob.
That's a very Pennsylvania problem. These guys don't check.
Everybody already paid for Gettysburg.
We're all going to Gettysburg.
York just did the same thing. York had their show the same day as freaking Lebanon. So
Well,
you got
that's
two
always the
shows
thing, too.
an hour away from each other.
That's another thing. Like they go back and forth.
Wasn't the last Oaks on Repticon also?
What's that, Nate?
Wasn't the last Oaks on the same weekend as Repticon also?
Yeah. It gets tough because, like I said, it's like the tri-state area, basically like Maryland, Pennsylvania,
Shows all over.
It's hard for them to get it right. But
Yeah, I mean, there's only
Oaks is
4 weekends.
unexcusable to me because Marty and Joe talk. So
Yeah, I was gonna do Oaks, but then when I spoke to you guys are all doing Gettysburg, and I was like, okay, Oaks is not a good idea.
Oaks is my backyard. Oaks is literally 10 minutes from my house, and I still
because Oaks is 45 minutes away from me, but Gettysburg is 2.5 hours.
Yeah. We're in King of Prussia, Norristown area, so it's literally right around the corner from us.
Right,
So we're going out to Gettysburg.
I'm on Chris's time. I'm 2 hours.
Yeah, you're about 2.5. Yeah.
2.5 hours. Yeah.
So
going back to
Gettysburg.
What's that?
2 hours to Gettysburg. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, 2.5.
2.5 hours to Gettysburg. We're about.
Yeah,
It's
it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it. Hang out.
Hey, where are
with
you
guys.
out of, Ty?
Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
Okay, you're not far.
You're going there Friday
Not
night,
far from
right?
us.
No, what do you guys do on Friday night? Just eat dinner?
You set up on Friday, then you just relax. Go
Yeah.
out to
We all go
Where
out to
though?
eat.
Where are you staying?
I will talk
right
about it.
across the street.
There's a
There's a
hotel
hotel
right,
right beside.
There's a hotel right
there's a
across the
hotel
street.
right on the battlegrounds. So
Yeah,
really,
there's
like,
2 hotels right there, right next to each other. So all you have to do is set up your stuff. You don't even have to drive in the morning. You just walk to the.
so we go set up and then we'll go somewhere to eat at that night and all hang out, eat
Yeah,
something.
the
drink
hotel
something.
bars till they close. Then you just pull the curtain off with your hungover. Like,
Great.
About going out
Sounds good.
Friday night.
Yeah, you go to Mexico.
I do it all the time. Don't worry, it's fun.
They spend all their profit the night before the show.
And if you
Yeah.
do decide to go with us, come out with us. Don't go with Danny. He goes to some Mexican place.
You're Asian. You're coming with me.
We roll together.
How Chris
Someone's going to point out a Chinese and a Korean, and they're going to be like, what's that?
Where?
I bet you will get caught out with us before he goes out with you.
What?
I said, I bet you we get Kai to come out with all of us before he goes out with you.
You want to bet?
Danny's gonna pay Kai off.
I got better snakes,
I don't.
and I sell them for $5 a piece, man. I'll just give you one. You're good. Come out with us.
Right on.
But you're better off going Friday, like doing a day. They start setting up at 1 p.m., I believe, right? Or 3?
I think it's
3.
I thought it was 2.
I think it starts at noon, and you can go till
12 to
6.
6.
Yeah.
6, I think.
Yeah, so I know you only got one table, but you'll set up easy, but you could still shop around in the beginning or talk.
Hi.
It's a pretty crappy drive at 5:30 in the morning. Trust me.
It's
know-
rough setting up in the morning for that show. It
Not
really is.
that crappy. Nobody's on the road.
Well, that's true. I
Chris
mean,
does
but
it all the time.
I don't like waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Listen. I will sum this up. The only person who's going to say that it's better to go in the morning is the person who's never gone on Friday.
This guy? Is that him?
Yeah, I've never gone on Friday yet. I want to, but I have.
I haven't gone on Friday, and I want to.
Yeah, that's
For
Fridays.
this
to
next
go.
show, come on out on Friday. It's simple.
Mhm.
Well, if you live close, it's not even worth it. But for us,
You
3
talk it
hours
up as
drive,
it's work.
yeah,
It's work.
worth it.
Well, I live close, and I still
Work to come
do it.
drink and hang out and eat.
Just the camaraderie
It's a job.
aspect of it.
Yeah, and you set up Friday, which is the best part. You don't have to rush in the morning. Everything's all set up.
Hey, Kai, you want to get a
Seat
room?
it, guard it, so you're perfect.
The working part of it's the best part of it. Coming out and seeing all you guys and just shooting the shit.
Gettysburg's going to be fun.
Everybody. To me, that's the weekend. The show part's the hard part. I got to sit there and talk to all kinds of people I don't know. Come to see y'all is the weekend for me. I love what I love Gettysburg for, and I love going to Repticon. It's a weekend thing. I get to shoot the shit with everybody and see what everybody's up to.
Danny, when are you going to give up the Mexican restaurant and actually come hang with us?
Well, I'm not going to the cafeteria style restaurant that you call restaurant.
What?
I am not getting up and getting beer by myself.
You have yet to have a food fight with us. You have yet to have a food fight with us because you don't go out.
I don't do food fight. I'm a food lover. Sorry.
He eats the food.
He doesn't want to waste it. Yeah. Why waste it? Come on.
Oh, Jesus.
We didn't grow up rich, man. We can't just throw food around. You know,
I used to sit on a milk crate for living room chair. I'm not wasting
Danny
no
goes to the washy on Friday night.
Where do you guys usually go? You guys go to downtown, right?
Different every time.
It's different every time. Last
Usually
time
You guys should try the Dobbin House.
Where did we go last time, Nate? What was that, Fridays?
It was TGI Friday.
Ruby.
Yeah,
Ruby
I'm not
Tuesdays,
sitting
I
there
thought.
waiting for a table. And
Friday, Tuesday, Jeremy, it's all the same.
Ruby Tuesdays last time, and then it was Aurora.
I am not going all the way to Gettysburg to go to Fridays.
No, the Dobbin House. It's like World War. It's like the Revolutionary War. You go there, they still feed you with candles, and they give you bread with soup in it. It's a pretty cool place.
You'll go all the way to Gettysburg for shitty Mexican food, though?
No, it's a good Mexican place. It's a BYOB, too.
Danny, you
I think
got to
bring your own beer.
though. Like, in March, some of the restaurants won't accommodate our large parties because of it being St. Patty's Day.
Or Blake Week, or...
And then in July, it's the end of bike week. So we have to watch where we go then, too, because some of the bikers are still there. So they only will accommodate so many big parties.
Yeah, but the thing is, you guys don't come out after the dinner. Everybody is at the hotel bar.
Yeah, for like an hour.
But I don't think
An hour? Oh, my God. John, man, ain't no hour. I promise you that.
Who do you think started that hotel bar shit? This guy.
Yeah,
None of you motherfuckers didn't even know that bar was in that hotel.
That's because
I got VIP status, man. I don't stay in the hotels anymore. So.
Hey guys,
it's good time, especially after the dinner.
I hate to be the party pooper.
You only say best times after dinner because you don't come to dinner.
3 hours and 15 minutes, Jeremy. It's awesome.
Well, I would have kept it. Let us keep going.
Why are you slurring, Jeremy? What the hell?
I'm tired.
You didn't even drink.
The little
Are
guy
you making
here
fun of me with the closed eyes? What's going on?
I guess the little guy's
34
giving
people in
Tara
this
some
room.
issues and being rather cranky, to say the least.
You're cranky?
She's asking for my help.
Who, Dom's being cranky?
No, Dom's asleep.
He's still passed out.
Yeah. Later, he said his stomach wasn't feeling good. He was going to come down and dab Danny up, but but his stomach's not feeling good, apparently.
I bet.
I can't imagine why.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I wonder why. But no, I guess Hudson's being a little frustrating and maybe not going to sleep or something. I don't know. But Kara needs help with him. So I'm not going to piss off mommy. Happy wife, happy life, right? So, guys, thank you very much for joining me tonight. I greatly appreciate it. Hang on here 1 second. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. I greatly appreciate it. Next week's guest is Lindsay Wickenheiser. Hope I pronounced that correctly. Of Pico Pythons. I need to get a hold of her and make sure that she's still good to come on. Last I talked to her, though, everything was good to go. But that is who next week's guest should be, so tune in for that one. And thanks again for everybody for joining us. Thanks again, everybody here. for hanging out with me for 3 hours and 15 minutes, basically. It was a blast like I thought it would, and it just never disappoints. I love it. And thank you, everybody, for sponsoring this week's episode as well. Nathan, thank you, bro. Chris, thank you. And Joe and the Gettysburg Reptile Expo LLC, thank you very much, guys, for sponsoring this week's episode. Greatly appreciate it. And we'll catch you next time, everybody. This week's video, there's clutch pullings. So get ready. We had some clutches dropping this week. So
That was last year's clutch?
Hey, it was 2 years ago, Danny. I'm finally getting to it. You let me
It's
alone.
a few months late.
Yeah, a few months late. They're breeding already, but it's still good. It'll be a surprise. Everybody, thanks so much, and I will catch you all next week. So thank you again. Later.
Good night.
Good night.
All right.
Night, everyone.
Have them up.